Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at it again. Black Sensei Society, episode number 66. Tonight, we got another top 10 for you guys. We did top 10 black anime characters. Is that the one we did? Did we do another one?
I wasn't here last week. You tell me.
I mean, you weren't here for the black one. I feel like we did one before that one, too. I just don't remember what it was. Well, we're pulling out these top 10s to really see if we know ball. This one's going to be a little bit more niche. Valentine's Day was just happened recently. I'm sure Lonnie had amazing things planned for wifey.
I was at an anime convention.
I was gonna say, like,
hey man, did you say that you could have sent a, good Valentine's Day message? Did you do that?
sure.
Okay.
I sent him $60 for food.
Hey, that sounds like love to me. $60.
Hey
man, shout out love, man. But as you can tell, this is not up my alley, but it was Valentine's Day. So we're gonna dive right into it, do the top 10 relationship romances. Should be good. We're gonna have some Invincible talk because I know people have been waiting for us to talk about Invincible and so much more other stuff. Of course, you got myself, you got Lonnie, you got Mo Peaches back at it again. I think this is like her third appearance on the show, I believe.
I think.
third or fourth.
Yeah, around there. And Miles just popped in. I don't know if you're here, Miles, but if you're not, let me know. I'll put you back in the back. But how we feeling?
Good, busy, but so much. I don't know. Anime's actually been cooking lately, especially with Dragon Ball breaking Crunchyroll, Solo Leveling breaking Crunchyroll. Marvel Rivals been pissing me the hell off. Not just about today, but I'm talking about those diamond lobbies. They some bullshit. And
that rank system, I'm convinced it's rigged at this point.
It's rigged. I was at 94 out of 100 to get to Grandmaster, guys. 94 out of 100. Got the worst team I ever played with. Climb back up because I just lost like the next few games. Climb back up. 93 out of 100. I went God mode. Still lost. So, and then I was like 86 out of 100. Still lost. So,
Real quick, because I'm going to let y'all rock out. I might need an emergency. Let's get negative. I just saw that weak-ass Captain America, Brave New World, and I got a lot of bad shit to say about that trash-ass
I
movie.
refuse to see it.
Me
I
too,
refuse to
Miles.
watch
I
it.
thought
That movie is fucking trash.
Wow.
Minus the last 20 minutes. But I'm going to let y'all rock. I wanted to set the stage for the
Is that
viewers.
not one of the worst villains you ever dealt with in your life? In a movie?
The villains, the plot. Bro, I was crashing out in the theater. I had people laughing at me. I was mad the whole film.
This movie was stupid. the niggas' powers are stupid. Hey, I can just mind control anybody based off their metrics. Like, and it's just like instant call, like, oh, let me just play a song and you're hypnotized, do whatever. It was stupid. Everything was
ass.
stupid.
But we talk about relationships. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody, even though it's a little late. Hope we all got some love. But we will be back to slander Captain America. We will.
All right. I mean, it sounds like we got two. We haven't done it in a while, but now we have two segments for Let's Get Negative. So we're about to get into that later. Shout out Ken. He said, whoever recommended Wistoria, thank you. Shout out Lonnie.
Hey, I only recommend the good shit. Like I said, it's going to end up being a better Black Clover. So
it's off to a good start. I would say that. I like a lot of the characters. When is season 2 coming out?
Probably early 2026.
I was about to say, why didn't you recommend that to me? But you have, and I just haven't had time.
Yeah, we also have some of the books. So, no, but it's definitely the romance is like one of the main aspects, but like it's not smothering the story either. Some of the characters are interesting. So it's definitely gonna be a smaller story, but I think it's where Black Clover failed. I don't think it's gonna have those flaws. So
sorry about that. I'm sorry.
Oh, he showed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, it don't matter. It don't matter.
He's here. Fashionably late. That's what you love to see. Also, whatchamacallit? Someone said it should come out on Disney Plus. What's good, Sauce? Wistoria is coming out on Disney Plus. If it does, definitely check it out. Shout out.
If it would, it's because like Hulu's getting it would just speak. Because Hulu has more.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, with that said, we're actually going to start off with the bang. We're going to start off with the main topic right off rip, discussing the top 10 relationship romances in anime. Uh, Also, moving forward, I will be asking everybody in our Discord, which you guys can make sure you guys go check out. Linktree, of course. Go over there, go to our Discord. We have a lot of great conversations over there. You can let us know your own suggestions over there, and I'll put it on the side, a little recommendation after we kind of go over some of our ideas for who should be on the list. And if we you guys also, I put it out there. If you guys hit 10 super chats, we'll drop the link, of course, all that good stuff. So with that said, we could dive right into it. Romances, relationships. Like y'all gonna have to carry for sure. I'm not gonna name basically any like romance series. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, before we start, it was talked about in the Discord. I said that I'd explain, but Qatar and Aang are not a great romantic relationship. They have a great relationship, but their romantic
They
relationship,
should have never ended up together.
yeah, I believe their romantic relationship, the hype about it is overblown.
This relationship. It's a horrendous relationship.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Romantic relationship.
She raised him.
Yeah, she low key like
She
was
was
like
a
a
mother
older-
figure
she
to
was like a
him.
big
They should
sister
have
for a big part
never
of the
ended
story.
up together. That's like you ending up with your babysitter.
Okay, all right. Lonnie, you're gonna have to write down this timestamp.
No,
All right.
I just feel like
see where she's coming from with that. But if you're going to commit to that direct is where you wanted them to end up, then do the work. Do the work.
Even the creators said that like they didn't want, like they had planned for her to end up with Zuko. That was the whole point of the underground like thing, was like to be able to start their relationship. But the fan base was like so for Qatar and Aang that's why they went that way. But it doesn't make sense.
So who would have Aang ended up with then? Who did they plan?
Somebody random.
or
It
no-
wasn't going to be anybody in the group.
He technically didn't have to end up with anybody because he's a monk at the end of the day. Like he didn't have to end up with anybody. But at the same time,
No,
Katara,
he did. He did.
Katara
I think
was
he
like
just
a
populate
Katara
the
was like an older sister. She like taught him a lot. Yeah, like she looked at him every now and then, like, oh, like I see the potential in him. But like it wasn't until like kind of like a last ditch effort, like, oh, now they're starting. It was like it was a very late ramp up into the like the romantic side of their relationship. Like he was always like Googling eyes for a little bit, but she was never looking. She was always like little broing him throughout most of the series. Then at the end, they ramped up the romantic part where he was kind of forcing it, and then she just kind of accepted it. And then next thing you know, like they're together, they have family, blah 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 blah. But her and Zuko, when they interacted, they had friction, they had chemistry, they had two different sides of like they bonded over their losing of their mothers and stuff like that. Like they connected in ways that like her and Aang couldn't. And yeah, in some ways they had a deeper romantic chemistry than Aang and Katara did by a lot, at least to me.
See, I don't have a strong opinion on this one because Aang and Katara, I thought it was cool. I never really saw the writing for the most part. Also, I mean the stature. Aang was a little shorty. Katara was a big girl, so it just wasn't really hitting. But I'm fine with it personally. I think the Zuko and Katara thing never really made sense to me, to be honest. I think they had stronger emotions to each other, considering, I mean, who they are, obviously. Those emotions were going to be strong. And Katara was definitely hitting a place where she was becoming much more aggressive once she really started mastering water bending. And the dynamic between, like, when she learned blood bending and her and Zuko went on that mission, that was dope. That was fire. Romance from it, I don't know. Bit of a stretch. Just a lot of emotions right there. I don't know if romance could have been the conclusion. Maybe a fling, but a straight up relationship, that's tough considering all their history.
Compare it to like what her and Aang did romantically.
So, the other thing that we're not taking into consideration is the whole stunt that should have technically been season 4, which would have been Soul, is when they literally go searching for his mom because she's still alive. She gave up her face and everything. So like during that is when they would have expanded more on everything. So we're talking just from the show's perspective, but there's literal like novels and comics about this.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I would have been more interested to see what happens there between those two. But hey, that's someone else's beef. I mean, I've already said this in the Discord too, that if I'm talking about best relationship in Avatar, I'm definitely not going Katara Aang first. I'm going Sokka and
a couple Sokkas before.
Yeah, for sure. That's number one.
First of all, Sokka was a hoe. Okay. What
yeah.
are we doing?
All I'm hearing somebody hating because he got Riz.
He do.
And was he like really, really doing the most? Like, because some of them came to him. He didn't.
The whole theory is that he fathered one of or both of Toph's children.
Toph wanted him.
Yeah, well,
but that's what I'm saying, though. You can't say that he had the best relationships because, first of all, his first girlfriend turned into the moon.
That's not his fault.
That's God level Riz right
on him.
That's God level Riz right there.
He knew her for all of a day. They fell in love, and then she turned into the moon.
If she that
is a worse timeline than Twilight.
No, that okay. Suki locked in. Moon girl turns into moon, locked in. Ty Lee locked in. What are we talking about? Toph locked in. My boy was Riz. He was just walking around Riz.
He was Riz, but you can't say that he had a good relationship.
Well, why not?
Okay, Ty Lee, I guess you could say so, but that's that. If he actually committed to her, they would have been great together. Let's keep it a stack.
Also, you're saying Ty Lee. Ty Lee was
the one that people think was an airbender.
That was Suki.
No, the one.
Ty Lee. Suki is the one that was on Avatar Island.
No, I'm talking about the one that was running with Azula.
The one that.
Okay, yeah. So you're saying he had 4. Then.
He had 4 at least.
Minimum.
Well, how much was it really his fault? Ty Lee was after him. She was after him. He wasn't trying to riz her up.
No, she scared him. The amount of times that girl took away his ability to walk or use his arm.
She was still like, if Sokka threw out the lifeline, she was grabbing it and they was going whatever they was going to go together. I'm just saying.
He really is locked in. And then, of course, I'll put Zuko and his girl above Katara and Aang as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man.
They never worked out, though. They didn't end up long term.
Which made no sense.
Damn.
Which I also agree.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we could have seen. Is there like a story? I wish there was a story.
Yeah, there is.
One girl. No, the girl from Ba Sing Se that he chose against.
No, that's kind of like a one-off character.
That's a shame. I was like, I would like to see where this goes. If you know.
Honestly, I think he doesn't end up with any kids. Like, he doesn't have a wife or anything.
No, he ended up marrying somebody because the people in Korra is his great his great grandson and stuff like that. He's still around in Korra.
Yeah, I know he's still around, but I didn't know if he had kids or not.
Yeah, but his granddaughter is the Fire Lord.
Wait, so we saying Aang and Katara is the only one who lasted?
They're not the best. They're the best.
They're not the best.
I don't know. They're the only one who lasted. I mean,
the overall relationship, yeah.
Well, we actually don't know what happened to Sokka in his relationships. We don't even know what happens to Sokka in how he died or anything.
They don't call.
I mean, it sounds like Sokka definitely was around. It sounds like the theories that man.
He was around, but by the time of Korra, he's dead, and we don't know what happened.
Sounds like
we will find out in the movie.
So
Santo cooking right now.
Plot armor. Or maybe they were just in love. Maybe that's what it was. The chemistry was so good, and so simple that it lasted. Maybe that's what it was. You know,
Sokka was hold. Fate hold him, distance hold him, and the Fire Nation hold him, and he was still. They don't look. Everybody else bending. They don't call him a backbender for nothing, bro. Sokka was
know what the best relationship in Avatar is? The
Appa and Momo.
Well, yes, of course, but when they have to do the under the mountain tunnel thing, and they go through the whole history of Ba Sing Se and how it became Ba Sing Se, that story was probably the cutest relationship within the Avatar universe. Because even Korra's relationship is fucked up.
Who's
I've heard
Korra?
about Korra. She's cooked.
Avatar Korra.
She is
Yeah.
cooked.
She's in some teen drama ish, bro. I'm good off that. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Well, with that said, speaking of relationships, we're gonna do our top tens now. And I actually forgot to remake this, so let me do this. Editing it right now, but we're gonna do a top 10. The list on the very, very far right is the community survey decided, hey, these are the best of the best, right? So I decided to put them up there, and for suggestion purposes, and then we'll see if we can come up with a few more as well. Miles will pop in. He's busy with something. Ty is ducking. That's the only way. He can't handle the relationship talk, man. He's not a man of culture like myself. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's go over some names, relationships that may not be on this list. We'll start off with Lonnie, and then see how much we can come up with before we create our top 10.
Best relationships. If I'm going 10, I'm going Kaneki and Toka.
No, that's a good one. Remember how in the manga, after they got married, they got absolutely cooked? Yeah.
Hey, they made it through. They made it through.
They made it through just to get destroyed, bro. Okay, I think that was a good one. Kaneki and Toka. It's on me. I would put out. I'll put out. Of course, I'll put out my favorite relationship that never was, Eren and Mikasa.
For romance?
For romance,
I just said top 10 relationships.
we're gonna put them down for romance.
I didn't say anything about romance. I just relationships and their story top
When
tier.
you said romance in the Discord, bro.
This whole thing
It
is about
said
romance.
romance.
There's no romance.
Relationships.
This man trying to change the plan.
What does the title say? What does the title say?
Ugh, don't matter.
Okay. All right.
I got at least 10.
All right.
No, we're not hating. They have a great relationship. They don't have a great romantic relationship. There's a difference.
I was going to say, yeah, they have a really good relationship, honestly. If we're talking just relationships in general, top 10. Romantic? No.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Santo, the title was made before the thumbnail, so I don't care what the thumbnail says.
This man.
So when it comes down to it, like the thing that I'm more interested in, because like romance is very particular, of course. There's a way to like create a good romance and good dynamic there. I'm more interested in just the relationship dynamic and how it's fed into each other, because there's really like top tier relationship storylines that are not romantic because they can't be romantic because there's something preventing the romance to be fully manifested. That's what makes Eren and Mikasa great. We'll talk about it a little bit more once we create the list, because now we're just doing suggestions, so we're not creating the list yet. But I'm going to advocate strongly for Eren and Mikasa, of course.
This is one that was on my list. I forgot to add it on Discord. Sakuta and Mai from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
How do you spell that? The first name.
Sakuta, like Sakura, except replace the T, replace the R with a T. So Z, remove the Z, put a T.
Sakuta. Oh, that's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And who?
Mai. Clears Eren Mikasa. I said what I said.
Oh, that's a good question, Riddell. If it's just relationships, does Naruto
Yeah.
speak out?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It would be in that
It
way.
has to.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
Y'all just be asking stupid questions to piss me off, huh? Is that what we do?
I didn't
If
ask the
we're making
question.
stupid
Leroy
statements,
asked
we're
the
gonna have
question.
stupid answers.
Leroy
It's not a
asked the
stupid
question.
statement. The relationship of Aaron.
And then if we're talking relationships,
We're talking
Sasuke
relationship.
and Naruto have a tier 1 relationship.
You know what? Throw Gojo and Geto on there.
First of all, they were
I'm
dating.
ignoring all stupidity, but I will read the super chat. Dictator Riddell, you damn right.
Thank you, Leroy. You just said relationships.
I'm ignoring all dumb comments. Anyhow, go ahead, random. Explain your logic.
I mean, Jesus, all three of us have seen Rascal does not dream Bunny Girl Senpai, right?
Taylor hasn't seen the movie though.
I haven't seen the movie yet, so I still don't think
you not.
like.
If you see the movie, you better cancel your plans for the next day. That's all I'm gonna say. But you want to talk about one of the best written relationships in terms of a guy, they don't beat around the bush with it, in terms of, oh, we're gonna mess around and this guy's gonna be like timid, the regular like slice of life guy that you'd see.
Hey man.
Naruto picked Sasuke over Sakura when she said that she loved him. That is true.
I'm so sorry,
That's true.
Random.
That happened. That happened.
That's cool. I'm
Oh
ignoring.
god.
We're not putting it to a vote. That's what the people want. The people want to put it to a vote.
Nope, I don't got
Hey,
time.
somebody put on a poll.
It's because he knows how to
I'm-
lose. It's 3 against
On
1.
this podcast, I'm no longer arguing with these stupid games y'all be playing. So no, we're moving on.
Oh, this is
No.
Representative Riddell right here, man.
It's whatever you want to call it, but we're
How
moving
do you
on.
make a poll?
Just go on YouTube and make it.
Yeah, you go through YouTube, you make a poll.
But you want to, like I said, one of the best written relationships. It has everything. They don't mess around the bush with, like, oh, he's timid, anything like that. My is my favorite like written female character in anime. She's amazing for how she's written. She's sassy. She's got tsundere. She's obviously like, however you want to say an anime person is attractive. She also like, she's in the show. She's an actress who's getting back into the industry after some her mom tried to do her dirty, and she's come back in the industry and she meets Sakura. Like, their relationship is so amazing. And if you watch the movie and even the second one, and now eventually there's another series coming out, like, she's just fantastic. Like, I think if you want to talk about a perfectly written female character that's not in a shonen, and I would put Mai in certain shonens, and I think she'd act better than most females in that shonen. That's how great she is. She's like the standard. You want to write a good female character, she's your standard, because she's so great. Put her in any situation, she could find a way out of it, or she's just amazing. And it's one of those where, like, go watch Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai and tell me that she's not great, because I'll call you a liar. I'll call you a fucking liar to your face.
Yeah, man, that movie is one of the best anime movies I've ever seen. I remember taking a trip with Taylor, and I decided to watch that movie on our way there, and I was just like, like the whole throughout, because you know the scene I'm talking about. You know the scene I'm talking about, like just in the middle of the movie.
Think about it, but it's amazing.
Oh my god!
Like, one of the few times where I'm like I was like Lonnie, like sitting in my room, just like I couldn't. Like, it would make Riddell feel some type of way. Like, it would make Riddell feel some type of way. That's how great that scene is. And I'm not just saying that to be like, oh, whatever. Like, it's that gripping of a scene, let alone especially if you watch the anime leading up to that scene.
I believe you. Oh, also random. Can you look at the private chat real quick?
Yeah.
With that said, Taylor, your turn.
So I guess my first like suggestion is gonna be Gray and Juvia. And I know like a lot of people will probably be like Natsu and Lucy, but they're always kind of like Dustin. I think the difference is like with Gray and Juvia, it's a little bit different just because like, one, it was confirmed in the 100-Year Quest, but also like seeing Gray slowly start to like open up to someone because he never really opened up to anyone. It was kind of like really interesting to see and watch him actually start to like care for another person in a way that like isn't just a friend, and him coming to terms with like his own feelings was just really interesting to see. Because most of the time it's like, oh, it just kind of happens, but his like he struggles with throughout the entire series of like, you know, yeah, this girl's like annoying and everything, but like he just it's different. Like with Natsu and Lucy, it was just kind of like from the jump stated, but when Gray and Juvia were introduced and when they actually started growing, it was kind of different. I don't know. They're just one of my favorites.
No, that's a good one. Obviously, Gray is my favorite character in Fairy Tail, and I noticed when I was creating my list of suggestions, even though I'm not like I don't think Fairy Tail is bad. I just think it's kind of mid. But one thing that I will say about Fairy Tail, they can write relationships. They can write really good relationships. Because once it's my turn, if Lonnie doesn't take it, I'm gonna have to throw another Fairy Tail one on the board. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I know who it is, and I kind of regret not picking them.
Okay, Lonnie, what you got?
I was gonna go with hold on. Let me just double check to see because I wrote down a list. Oh, Riza and Mustang. I think their chemistry is top tier in terms of like their working chemistry and like their respect for each other, and then like how they also would just crash out for each other in a moment's notice. And yeah, it's like I think Full Metal Alchemist, they write relationships pretty well and pretty solid. And like I think like a good thing about the relationship of Full Metal Alchemist is like they're all like very supportive relationships. Like the good relationships like have like they support each other a lot through like a lot of things, and they show that effort. And I think Riza and Mustang are a prime example of that.
Yeah, they're a very good one too, and their relationship was never truly confirmed in the series, but you still know their feelings for one another without them ever saying it in the series, which makes it really good. I'm gonna go with the one that I think everybody knows, Urza and Jalal.
That is not what I thought you were going to say.
What do you think I was saying? Gajo and her? Okay. That one's a good one too. But I just really like Urza and Jalal's one. Kind of similar to Aaron Mikasa. It's like there, but it never can happen throughout the entire story. Or it's close, but there's something preventing them from ever getting together. And seeing kind of Jalal in particular, because Jalal is also one of my favorite characters. Dog, he's a dog. Seeing him come full circle for how he was to everything, all the evil stuff he did, to kind of prove that he is the guy, Zareth Mavis. That's an interesting one. To see him to kind of become a guy that Urza can like truly respect to the point where her feelings can truly get manifested, and it still won't happen. And I'm not reading 100 Years Quest. I don't even know if it happens there. So, with that said, Urza and Jalal is my pick.
All right. So my next one is, you know what? Because I'm gonna keep fighting for it. Ryuji and Taiga from Toradora, one of the best romance anime of all time. Sure, it's a little cliche-ish in terms of because it was made in 2010, so it's the one where the guy beats up the girl beats up the guy because she's a tsundere and she can't talk. But when you're talking about when it comes down to the brass tacks of what a relationship is, watching characters grow, dealing with outside influences, it's freaking amazing. It's one of those where like if it ever gets a remake, it's already one of the best, in my opinion. It's highly ranked as one of the best romance anime of all time. And if it ever gets a remake, it might take the throne. I think it's one of the most beautiful, and it tells a whole story in 24 episodes, and it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And I tell everybody, just like how I say with Sakata and Mai, go watch Toradora and tell me it's bad because you're lying to yourself. The only thing bad about it is that its animation is trash. That's the only thing bad about it. Like it doesn't age well. That's the best way I say it. Cook Kai.
All right. On you, Taylor.
I'm gonna go with Toru and Kyle from Fruits Baskets.
Toro, spell it.
TOHRU.
T-O-H. And who's the other person?
Kyo. KYO.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go with these two just because, first of all, Toru's not my favorite female main character ever. I feel like the story could do so much better with a different main character. She is just so happy all the time, no matter what happens. But Kyo is like, he's the cat of the Zodiacs, and has like this whole, it's kind of like he's outside of the family, but he's like cursed and everything. And she sees him in his true form that nobody else has seen him in, and still like chooses to like choose him and like be with him. Not even at that point, they weren't even together, but she still chooses to be around him and fight for their relationship. And then eventually it turns into something more. And I just think it's a really beautiful, like, he came to learn to love himself because somebody decided to stick around him, and then that relationship grew into more.
All right, shout out Fruits Basket. Lonnie.
One of my personal favorites, Kenshin and Kearu. Did I say her name right? I forget. The spelling's right there. It's under Kaguya. The way that she affected Kenshin throughout the whole series, the way that like she kind of like reeled him in, especially when he started eventually crashing out. That she made a home for this vagabond ass motherfucker. Yeah, it's one of my favorite. Rurouni Kenshin is one of my favorite stories. I think that they did the romance very well because it was they let you know early on that she was very very interested in him, but like he had so much respect for her, he didn't really feel like he was worthy. And then eventually, like he just let his guard down. He let her in, and then yeah, they ended up having a kid and all that, and it was a beautiful relationship. And the times he had to save her, yeah, those are tense. But
All right, Rurouni Kenshin with the banger. I'm thinking about it. There's a lot of series where like there's that female character who out of nowhere introduces herself to like this male character who has a crazy past and changes him. That's kind of a common trope, especially back in the day. Yeah, I'm not Aaron Mikasa staying right here, boy. With that said, next pick. If you're locked into this series, then you will understand why it's so good. Alibaba and Morgiana from Magi. Magi, fantastic series. It's just not enough people are locked into it because the anime stopped making it. Once we really got it serious with Alibaba and Morgiana's relationship, is right at the end of the anime and then moving on to the manga as their relationship kind of develops to something more serious. But Alibaba's fantastic. Morgiana was a person who tried to prove herself to be stronger than strong enough to be of service to Alibaba. And then there was a romantic kinship that eventually happened between the two, which Alibaba confronted first. And then there was an interesting little love triangle between that boy Hyokumaru as well. So put that on the board.
are we just making the board and then we're making the list?
That's what we always do.
Okay.
We'll go enter some more names. I'm sure there's more names, and then we'll create the official top 10. But random, go ahead.
Guts versus Casca has to be on this list. I mean, you want to talk about what they both mean to each other. I mean, Guts of all people, for Casca to find a way to break down his walls of all people in a way, and then obviously everything that he goes through just try to get her mind back. Like they will literally go above and beyond for each other. And I mean, oh my God, like I can't, like I just want the Disney ending. I know we mentioned it every time we talk about Berserk. I want the Disney ending for them so badly because they deserve it. And I think that's the best way it's going to happen. Just give them the Disney ending. I'm gonna be okay. And I think
This is Berserk, though.
if Berserk ends with them not being together, like I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be hot in a way that I'm gonna crash out in a way y'all haven't seen before.
I'm not gonna lie, I can see Casca dying. I can see like Griffith and Guts going at it. She tries to stop them both. Yeah.
I think you guys are underestimating. I think if Casca tries to stop them both,
She's gonna try to stop one of them. She's gonna try to stop one of them, bro.
No,
She's gonna get caught in the cross. She's gonna be collateral damage, bro.
No, she's not, fella.
It makes the most sense. She's
Why would
one of the main tethers between the two of them. She's one of the main
would she
tethers.
do anything to help Griffith in any capacity?
That's where I'm at. I don't see her helping Griffith either.
Of all people in Berserk,
Because
Griffith.
we both know that she's very conflicted when it comes to Griffith. We both
Not
know.
anymore.
Not anymore.
Her memories are all fucked, bro.
She's gonna get them back. And she knows the eclipse happened.
Unless she doesn't.
Okay. Let me tell you this. If you were right, then why did Griffith put her in that Groundhog Day thing? Why didn't they just let her be? Why didn't you just let her be? You put her in that Groundhog Day.
It's not gonna happen until the very end of the story.
Why? The minute her mind is clear, of all people, she wants to.
If her mind gets clear,
it's Griffith.
Her mind's gonna get cleared eventually. Come on.
It might get cleared up when she's dying. It might get cleared when she's.
Lonnie's just being nasty.
He's just being nasty.
I'm not being that. I'm being honest. I think she dies. I think she dies.
She is not going to die. Guts would die before her.
Yeah, I agree to that. I don't
Guts
think it makes sense for Casca of all people to die, but Guts, I can see die.
Guts would die before her, bro.
Casca needs to have, like, I'm gonna be honest, more so than Guts. And Guts has been through it. Casca needs the live happily ever after ending. Because consider what happened to her. She needs that.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. I just think that she's probably gonna die.
You're selling Casca, bro. That's what you're doing right now. You're selling her.
I'm not selling Casca. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Nasty word.
I wish Ty was here because maybe he'd be like, I need you. It just don't make sense that obviously you could say, well, this is Berserk, terrible things happen, terrible people. All the terrible stuff has happened to Casca. All of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
No. Guts will die before Casca. Or Guts will use a Bailet to kill himself.
So guys, if this happens, I'm not even gonna answer Random's phone call. I'm not even gonna answer because he's gonna call me. He's gonna crash out. I'm just gonna let him crash out. Well, look, he's probably gonna burn Japan to the ground. But guess what? If it happens,
man, I don't see it. So we in a good place. I think that would be kind of insane. But Taylor, go ahead.
I'm gonna put Inuyasha and Kagome up there.
Yeah. Iconic.
Leroy, why would she do that? Why?
so we're going from the bottom up.
How would she do that?
Because Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask is a weird topic.
They're not mine. My list did not have them on there.
I also did not have them on there.
I was just naming names. Honestly, they're not on.
Because one that has to make the list. Shit.
There's a few popular names.
Ed and Winry have to make the list.
Yeah.
I
feel like. How do we feel about Goku, Chi-Chi, and Vegeta and Bulma?
Miles, we're not done. We started from the bottom up. We're not done. Ren and Eureka are on my list.
They're not on mine because I haven't watched the anime.
Oh, I have them at number 6.
I didn't do a ranking.
I wrote down 10 names. I just didn't order them.
I just named a bunch of names and then I'll figure out the order once we talk about it.
Ichigo and Rukia made my list. If we're talking relationships.
Okay. All right.
You said relationships.
I'm not. I know.
You did say relationships.
No.
I didn't say Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask. I just like 10 other couples better than them.
Yeah, they just
probably should have done the order.
Okay, so let's. If you're gonna be disappointed about the whole Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask thing, they don't really logically makes sense other than the fact that their memories were wiped and they're really from like the whole storyline part. Besides that, like they didn't actually make sense beforehand. Like that's the whole reason why they're together. It's whole
So
memories.
they're only together because of plot.
Past thing.
So they're only together because of plot, is what you're saying.
That's what it sounds like.
Kind of, yeah. Don't get me wrong, they're cute. I really love the storyline. But the age difference, are we not going to talk about that one? He's in college, she's in middle school.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Hey man, it was a different period. You know? It was the 80s. It was the Sailor Moon made, like the 80s? Yeah, different period.
Yeah, man, that's a straight felony, my boy. Advocating for a felony.
You got a weird case.
Weird case. All right, let's spitfire a couple more, and then we'll just spitfire like Socratically a couple more.
All right.
That way we don't have to go one by one.
Well, what Miles said, Eureka and Redden.
Eureka and Renton.
Yusuke and Kiko.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's already on here, so I won't just repeat it.
I still say Ichigo and Rukia. Like, if we're talking relationships.
I veto.
Can they make this list, bro?
Ichigo and Orihime or Rukia or Renji. I know a lot of people don't like Ichigo and Orihime for some reason.
They don't make sense.
With
the way that they set up season 1, it does not make sense for him to end up with her.
I mean, I think Orihime cared about him since the beginning, I would say.
He literally went to the Soul Society. Okay.
Hey man, Rukia is the one who gave him powers. Doesn't mean that he's just like a sister.
They made sense. They made more sense, like emotional wise, than him and Orihime did.
I don't. What emotion?
Not like when I say emotion, I mean like they had like I feel like Ichigo and Orihime like they grew up together a little bit, but like Rukia and him like they kind of had like a deeper relationship, like because from the jump they were like risking their lives for each other, and so that kind of created like a deeper connection than what him and Orihime had, or at least a more serious one.
Yeah.
So
I think that's more of a situation because Orihime wasn't really a spotlight character until she got kidnapped, to be honest.
Yeah, so
even
until
when she was kidnapped, though, he wasn't like rushing like he was for Rukia. He was
like originally she was just like that girl back home that likes him, but like then the main character meets the badass chick, and Rukia is the badass chick, and Orihime was the friend that likes him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at like that because I agree with you. If Orihime, the two things that changed my mind eventually is Renji's introduction and his path with Rukia, which I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be Rukia Renji after kind of revealed their dynamic, especially since Renji officially betrayed the Soul Society and fought Byakuya for Rukia.
You know, at that point, yeah, but we're saying like the first arc before he entered the Soul Society, it was leaning more Rukia.
I agree with
that.
Yeah,
we're just saying that.
And I think that's fine. You said you missed your football takes. Hey, man.
Oh, yeah, I haven't been on the past few weeks, but we'll be back in it.
We might. We'll see.
We'll still be talking football around here, especially when the draft shows up. We'll talk about the draft a little bit.
Yeah, we know ball up here. A couple other names.
Be turning off everything in our house.
God dang.
Damn. So much for football. Does Goku and Chi-Chi and Vegeta and Bulma make this list? Because
I would put Vegeta and Bulma in before Goku and Chi-Chi.
I agree. Too bad Ty's not here.
Yeah, he would be mad.
He would be pissed.
Oh man. I don't think we're streaming Elimination. Well, you might do it on Twitch. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll probably stream it. I need to see Kevin Owens take some of the nastiest bumps of all time.
That
I need to see Roxanne win the Elimination Chamber. That's
ain't gonna win. Let's keep it a stack.
Hey. Yeah. A couple other names to throw out there. How do we feel about Simone and Nia's already on the right side, so we already got that squared away. How do we feel? I'm gonna just throw the name out there. This doesn't mean that I'm like a big advocate for this relationship. Deku and Uraraka.
I'll put Makima and Denji before I put. Never mind. Let me stop.
That's,
Let me stop. Let me stop.
that one's unhealthy. Oh yeah, you're
I couldn't help it, random. I couldn't help it.
Oh,
Of all
See
the
how I'm
people,
keeping my mouth shut?
all the people we have on this list, and then you dare mention Deku and Uraraka on this list.
I'll just
And
throw
there's-
them out there.
Look, they're obviously slice of life, but unfair advantage. I'm putting every slice of life one I put in here, and one of them is about middle schoolers teasing each other.
I'm trying to stray away
Over
from
Deku
slice of
and
life
Uraraka.
just because,
Yeah,
People
I was
more-
trying to stray a little. Just because slice of life
and
is
it's not
like,
fair.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not fair, but the problem is
I'll put-
these ones are
Because people were talking about it.
no Kai, Lloyd, and they need a lot more development
Yes.
before they make this list.
Yeah, they don't really have a romantic relationship yet. What
We just
about
wait for that yet. It's been years. They haven't gone on like a date in a year or something like that. I understand they're doing their own thing, but like, dang.
They still don't like each other yet. That's the problem. We still need to hit that
I think-
point where
I
they
think
like
Yor
each
definitely
other.
likes Lloyd more than Lloyd likes Yor.
Oh, for sure. He's all business.
Also, fumble the bag if bro has the same
Money.
powers Anya has.
Yes.
what is that anime that we watch where we always laugh at it? The dude.
Oh, Don to Don.
No, not Don to Don.
But that couple needs to be on the list. I
Oh,
don't care.
No,
Momo
they
and
do,
Elperon?
but-
I agree.
Where the frog dog monster thing. And
Oh,
the dude really likes
The demon,
crunchy.
the Demon King one. Life of a
Because they
Mortal,
need to be on this
the
list too.
Life of the Mortal King. Random. We've talked about it.
Oh, I know that one.
The Daily Life of the Mortal King.
If
I'm
you
not.
can't name the two people in the relationship, then it doesn't deserve to be.
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't think.
First of all, I suck at names. That's not even fair to do to me.
I don't think they belong on this list.
I actually think they make a good case.
I don't think.
Yeah, the Daily Life of the Mortal King. That's 4 seasons, by the way.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I stopped at
It's fantastic, but like there are times where I'm like, bro was just kind of tolerating everything in his life, including her.
He literally has to suppress his
Yeah, he has to
emotions. What
suppress
the
his
fuck are you
emotions.
talking about?
I'm just saying.
True.
But the time that he didn't, and they had like a beautiful conversation, and they confessed their love for each other, and then he had to reset the whole world.
You're putting that in front of. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. You put that in front of
crazy.
you putting that in front of Your Lie in April?
I can't. That's a slice of life. I can't count
That's a slice of life. We're not talking slice of life, random.
Okay, you're putting that in front of Momo and Okarun?
It's on the list.
No, I'm asking Lonnie. I'm
not saying it has to be number 5 or 6.
Oh, it's not making the top 10, but
I don't know if it's making the top list, but it's an honorable mention. We're already at like 20.
Who's on the thumbnail? Oh, those two characters in that one anime. I don't know.
I got him. Yamada and it was the anime of the Loki, the anime, the romance anime of the year with how viral it went.
If we don't know the names, like, does anybody watch it? Random. What's her name?
Apothecary
Yamada is the girl's name. It's the dude's name. I always forget because I always call him emo boy because he do be going emo for real.
He
But give me a
definitely looks
second.
like one. Hey, but Lonnie, that one is gonna cook though. The one with the Apothecary Diaries, once that gets official,
Oh yeah,
that one's gonna cook. But it hasn't been official yet, so it's still simmering.
you want to talk
So
about?
are we discussing official in only anime or manga as well?
That's a fair point. I don't read the manga, so what are you referring to?
No, I'm just saying, like, some things can be confirmed in manga before they're confirmed in anime.
Yeah, I think that's fine. If you know the lore in the manga, that's fine.
right.
I mean,
Okay.
that's fine.
Gyotaro and Yamada.
Um,
All right, let's do a few more than actually make the list.
who watched Dead Man Wonderland?
I read it.
Shiro and Ganta.
Nah,
You ain't feeling it
not for romance.
with a relationship. They had a crazy dynamic.
I mean,
If we're doing relationship, put Sasuke and Naruto up there.
I'm not doing that.
That is my mention.
because a lot of their foundation of that relationship is when they were children, so they weren't romantic. A lot of the craziness that happened still wasn't romantic. Like, they had feelings for each other, but like
Hey man,
they ended up trying to kill each other. So
they
it's like,
did end up trying to kill each other. You got
yeah, so it never really like ended up.
I'll add them myself.
Okay, a couple more names. Lonnie, Random, Taylor, you got a couple more names.
I've already added too many.
Oh, how do we feel about Meliodas and Elizabeth?
No.
I'm putting
I
Diane
think
and
it's a
King.
great dynamic. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm putting Diane and King before them.
Same.
In terms of what I like to see on screen, for sure.
Stay
In
away
terms of
from my
their
woman.
story, though, Meliodas and Elizabeth have the best story.
Yeah, that would be cool if he wasn't just like legitimately sexually assaulting her every chance he
Every
got.
reincarnation of her.
Every single chance he got.
I'm not touching that. With that said, okay. So we're saying King
He was
and
at least inappropriate. Okay, I'll say this: he wasn't inappropriately touching her. Like, to the point, even like seasoned anime people are like, "All right, bro, what's happening?"
Hey man.
All right, let's make the list.
King and Diane, Bond and what's old girl Elaine. I think that's someone.
I'll give
else.
them.
that one too.
That was a really cute story.
Bond and Elaine. Okay.
All right.
And then King and
King and Diane.
And put
what
that.
it was King and Diana.
It's
Diane.
if man, they hold Escanor. Escanor Merlin was right there, but they hold.
Yeah. It's just
That was never gonna happen.
I'm just mad
Merlin
that
didn't
in the
feel
end,
for
she's
him.
like,
Merlin didn't feel for him.
no, I'm just mad that at the end of it, he's like, well, I love Meliodas, but here you're dying, so I'm going to give you this kiss on the cheek, so I have a scar to remember you. But man, shut your mouth and let me just burn in peace at this point. That's what we doing.
All right. Let's rank this in order now. We got a bunch of names out there. Let's start off with 1 and get to 10. Best relationship. Number 1.
Are we gonna say Ed and Winry?
I would say Guts and Costco.
Huh.
I'm also going to say Guts and Casca.
Taylor, do you have a different idea?
I was gonna say Gabriella Levy, but that's just me.
That's a good one. Top 10 movie? I don't know. We'll see. Is this the best one in Fairy Tale?
They're the most official in Fairy Tale. They have a whole kid.
Oh, damn. I feel like Zareth and Mavis is official.
I
In a
have
weird
issues
way.
with that one.
You said what?
I have certain issues with that one.
It is a weird when you think into it, like everything. It can be seen as weird. I'm not mad at it.
My only point for Ed and Winry over Guts and Casca is that we at least know their ending and that they have kids and family and all that. We at least like know the totality of everything. We still don't know the end result of Guts and Casca yet. It's the same tier to me. It's the same tier. It's I don't know. You got to nitpick. You got to nitpick at this point.
I think the fact that they're already in this conversation and we don't know their ending should tell you something.
It does. Like, they're 1B to me, but they're not 1A because we still don't know if they're going to end up together or not, or if like one's going to die or whatever. We don't know. So at this point in time, with the information that we do have, Ed and Winry get the slight edge.
I think that's fun to say. I think Guts and Casca just has more layers to it. Ed and Winry was a story built up until they finally figured out their feelings for each other, which didn't get culminated until like the very end of the story. There was just flashes here and there, and not a ton of flashes, but a good amount of flashes. Whereas Guts and Casca, right? That the story legitimately centers around Guts and Casca's relationship. if you're thinking about Berserk, I know Guts and Griffith are two central characters, but everything Griffith does, and a lot of his actions is also in a response to Guts and Casca's relationship. So all the different layers, the equal amount of like great build up to their romance and their acceptance of their feelings, and the tragedy part is why I put that number one. But I mean, if Taylor says Gajil and Levy, and Lonnie says Edward and Winry, you've been outvoted. That's Gajil.
Yeah, I'm not mad that they're at one. Just
All right, number two.
I don't know enough about Berserk to make an actual.
if they don't end up, if it's not Endgame, I'm gonna come back and be like, hey,
They'll still be top. I don't need it to be Endgame.
yeah, they'll just be like, hey, they ain't number one.
Hey, man.
I
Depends
think if
on
we're
how
gonna put them as number one, then we should put Ed and Winry as number two.
I got no problem with that.
I have no problem with it either. Edward and Winry. Number three. Some interesting ones. Not the biggest fan of this series, but I can see why people would say it should be high on the list. Inuyasha and Kagome.
If you replace Kagome
With what's her name? Kikyo?
is it really that much different? Like, think about it. Oh, hey, I got the reincarnation of my lover or wife or whatever, my soulmate, and they're the exact
Who
same
then comes
person.
back and tries to kill me?
Yeah, but they're the exact because of memory, because of things got fucked up. But hey, they're the exact same person. Whoever wins at that point. Like low key, he doesn't take an L. He doesn't take an L with no matter. You can't pick wrong. They're the same person.
Kikyo's more badass than Kagome.
She is. So low key, I would.
They're not the same person. Just because she's reincarnated doesn't mean that she's the same person.
They were pretty similar when you really got down to it.
He chose right in the end.
Did he?
Yeah,
I mean,
one of them literally tried to kill him.
Yes, literally.
No,
Multiple
purpose.
times.
I don't remember why, but I feel like they had good reasons.
Okay, do you remember how the show started, Lonnie?
Yeah, I remember how it started, but then we got the context.
Hey, man.
A demon basically tricked her into thinking that he
No,
stole
I know,
something that
but,
he
like,
didn't
come on
really
now.
steal.
Yeah, she was tricked.
Okay, even when she had the correct information, she still tried to kill him.
Go and cook, Moon Peach.
At that point, it was just about seeing it through.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Come on!
All right. Are we saying Inuyasha Kagome number 3, or do we have another choice?
Look,
Inyo and Rokuro? I don't know who that is.
I
I'm
feel
not-
like Inuyasha and Kagome should be number
Bruh.
4.
Deku. See, someone thinks it should be on the list. Deku Nudaraka,
Oh
man.
my god!
Someone thinks it
I'd
should be on the list.
argue Urza and Jalel.
I
Jalal.
really like Urza.
Jalal.
Jalal.
I would argue, if we're gonna do a fairy tale, I would say either Gray and Juvia or Gajil and Levy before Urza and Jalal. Just because, like, Urza and Jalal, like, even where I'm currently at with the 100-Year War, still isn't confirmed at all. And at least Gajil and Levy have, like, a cute little baby.
And that's what's holding it back. Urza and Jalal, at some point, it's like, do it already.
But then Jalal admitted that he has feelings for her, though, right? At this point,
Yes, I mean, they both admitted that they have feelings for each other, just not to each other.
Yeah, they're being difficult. That's what they're doing. That could be annoying.
Jalal's doing his whole, like, woe is me thing of, like, self-punishment. And then Urza is just too fucking prideful and also doesn't know how to properly express herself.
Valid. Jalal's still my dog. I haven't
At
seen
least
him.
Levy, like, went up to Gajil and was like, you're going to cut this shit out. And he said, okay, I'm going to cut this shit out.
Yeah, the only thing holding back that one is probably just screen time, like compared to like other relationships.
Yeah, but they weren't main forward characters anyways. Like Gajil was, but Levy was always kind of like a background character.
No, I'm with you. if they had more screen time as like big characters, their relationship would be much higher, in my opinion.
And I think the reason why I say them is because in the 100-year quest, they do have more screen time
Oh, okay, fair enough.
because they're having like the kid and everything.
W. All right. Well, we do have to solidify this 3. So we have a couple of suggestions. We got
Oh, true. What Miles said. They completely left my brain. Benio and Ricoro from Twin Star Exorcist. Should probably be at number 3.
Never watched it, so I can't vote for it. Watched it, read it. Why can't Naruto and Hinata be here?
At 4?
We haven't had a 3 yet because I don't know what people want.
Naruto and
At 3?
Yeah, why not?
It's not as deep as Kaneki and Toka or Aaron and Mikasa. And we're talking relationships. I'm not putting it over Eureka or Renton.
Okay, just asking question. What are we doing for number 3? I feel like Inuyasha and Gilman is like a standard one. That's why I threw that out there. I actually don't really like their relationship personally, but there's so much to their story.
better than his brother's relationship.
Fair. I mean, the best relationship there is what is their name? Moroku? No.
Moroku and Sango.
Yes, that one. That's
Yeah.
about
You talking about the dude who walked so that Meliodas could run?
Yeah, with a black hole in his hand.
Yeah.
The guy with the girl. Badass too. All right, so someone's Discord going crazy. All right, so we got these two. We're still debating on the third one. Got a couple of names on here. Inuyasha and Kagome is up for grabs. I'll throw Aaron and Mikasa up there moving forward. So
See, this is why I need Miles here, because we can argue Eureka and Benno.
when Miles shows up, he can add that vote to put that on the list. I mean, we got Gray and Juvia as a potential one.
I'll argue Kenshin and Cairo should be at number 3.
You know who should be number 3? Riza and Mustang.
My only issue with that one is they never confirmed their relationship in the series.
But if we're talking relationships in general,
no, I mean, when I say relationships in general, I care about the relationship dynamic. But for this list, there has to be...
but their relationship dynamic shows
that
they would literally do anything for each other.
Agreed, but they never confirmed to be with each other. I'm concerned their relationship is one that will be completely what's the word?
Platonic?
Platonic their entire lives.
Okay. But we're talking relationships. We're not talking romantic relationships.
Yeah, besides the kiss after she killed him, what romantic shit did Aaron and Mikasa really have?
Okay, so let me try to explain this as clearly as possible in terms of what I mean when I'm talking about this list. All right. And also someone's Discord's going nuts. Whose Discord is that?
It's not mine. My Discord's not even on.
Does anybody else hear a beep, or is it just me?
I mean, I can check, but I'm pretty sure I'm not even on.
Did anybody hear that beep right there, or is that?
I heard it, but I'm no, I'm just gonna be safe. I'll take it. It's probably me. I'm just gonna turn everything off.
Okay.
So
All
my
right.
computer doesn't beep.
Well, I got you after Kenshin and Kaoru because the Twin Star Exorcist one is probably the best one in Shonen. One of the best ones in Shonen.
From what I've heard, because I actually stopped watching. I mean, I watched up until Kenshin fought dude with the burns. So their relationship up until then was cold. So I don't have a strong.
It developed a lot after that because the final arc, his ex girl's brother came back for revenge, which kind of like really reverted him back. What?
No, what Miles just said.
Okay, all right, yeah, let me explain. So, how I'm thinking about this. So, the goal for this list is obviously confirmed romances, confirmed love interests. What I care about, and I didn't say this has to be your criteria. I picked Aaron and Mikasa because this is what I care about, is that for the confirmed romances, when we know they both love each other, I care most about the story of their relationship, not necessarily the romance in their relationship. Because
Okay, so once again,
the problem with no, that's why I said when it comes to Riza and Mustang, my concern, that's why I say concern, is that there is no true love between each other romantically. That is what my concern is because it never was confirmed between the two in the story. So that's what I said. That's my concern.
have more chemistry than Aaron and Mikasa, so
Yeah, I mean, they got good chemistry, of course. Yeah, good. Miles, you talking a lot. I'm still waiting for you to come up here, talking in the chat. But
Well, 3, I got Kenshin and hurt because the way that she picked up, because he literally like left after the fact that in the beginning she gave him a home, and then he abandoned everything again after the brother came and went like completely off the grid. He started hanging out with the homeless people and stuff like that. She still railed him back in after that, and she really gave him like a second life, and like really breathed air into him, like because he was basically just try to be a vagabond until he died, and she saved him from himself in more ways than one. So,
okay, Kenshin Karu is another suggestion. Anybody co-sign it?
have I seen that before?
no.
Okay, I didn't think so. The name didn't sound familiar.
Okay, well, these are the three most popular names right now. Kenshin and Karu. It seems to be Gray and Juvia, or Gajio and Levy, and Inuyasha and Kangome. I'll also throw out Kaneki and Toka there. So someone's gonna have to. We're gonna have to figure out between these names what will be number 3.
Random.
I'm gonna go Kenshin and Kaori.
All
That's
right.
what I'm gonna pick.
Kenshin.
All-time romance list. They had to add in an extra chapter just so they can confirm that they're actually gonna go on a date. What are we talking about?
I need Tyre to rep the Deku and Uraraka relationship. He can rep it. That doesn't mean he's gonna sell it.
The chapter that they added, they just said like, "Hey, we want to hang out more."
Yeah, they
Right.
didn't even they ended it with the handshake. Bro.
I'm sorry, they ended it with a handshake?
Like they
Yeah,
dapped
You're
each
gonna
other
say
up.
all-time relationship?
a handshake. Something wrong with my mic.
Look, Black.
You sound
Black,
kinda
I
like
understand
distant.
that you really want. You saw the potential, but Horikoshi didn't achieve it. Like every single look, I'm not gonna say every single one, but most of the ones on this list have not just progressed farther than Deku and Uraraka. Like Vegeta at one point was going to destroy the planet. He saw his baby and his baby mama and said, "Yeah, I don't care about y'all. I just want this smoke." And he recovered and is now a better relationship than Deku and Uraraka. That's still one of our big things. Yeah, sure, we got to see it, but we needed to see more. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, you just... Are you kidding me?
Is a
Aaron and Mikasa are further
honorable
than-
mention.
They
Okay,
didn't end up together. Black Leg. I don't know what to tell you. She
I'm
kissed him
gonna-
after she cut his head off. That's
I'm
not.
gonna advocate for Aaron and Mikasa. I will say, like, Deku and Uraraka obviously have something, but
Yeah, they have something, but we're talking about all time. Something makes the all time list.
yeah, I mean their story's not that unique and like transcended to the point where it's like it can be on this list. I would argue Aaron and Mikasa's are, but we'll continue. Number 4 though.
Fuck, even I'm with you, Riddell. Aaron and Mikasa over that, like.
I don't even
Nothing
think that's a
happened.
discussion.
This is
Nothing
even a
happened.
discussion.
They had a handshake.
They
A
dapped each other up.
handshake.
They didn't hug. They didn't kiss. They didn't say, "Oh, I love you too." They dapped each other up.
Facts. It blew me when it was a handshake. I was like, really? We did this extra chapter for a handshake? Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
If it wasn't for the frog girl, no, Rocket doesn't even do that. They just go their separate ways. Let's keep it a stack of what happened in that.
And
She was wingmanning her ass off.
All right, so number 4, we still got Inuyasha and Kagome. We still got Kaneki and Toka. We got Vegeta and Bulma. I feel like Vegeta and Bulma have to make the list at some point, though. I think they're just.
I say Inuyasha and Kagome for number 4.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
You know, even Lonnie thinks that they're interchangeable.
They are.
So if I get reincarnated at my reincarnation, you gonna sit here and say that me and my reincarnation are interchangeable?
Lonnie, where'd you go?
Yeah.
Nah.
Where'd you go?
You know what? I'm gonna answer that. Who pissed me off that day?
Who pissed me off that day?
But so I'm interchangeable then.
No, I didn't.
If
say
I'm
that.
reincarnated, right?
Hey, you're my soulmate. If it's the same soul, you're my.
It's nasty by you, Lonnie, and you know it. That's so nasty.
Okay. So I'll ask this question for the slice of life Lakers. The only slice of life relationship that I know that's on this here is Hori and Miyamura.
And Toru and Kyo.
No, I'm just saying that's the only one I know because I don't watch.
Oh, okay.
But is there any slice of life relationship that is so damn good that it transcends the popularity of some of these other relationships? Because that's what it would have to do to make a list like this. Like, I guarantee some of these are better than Vegeta and Bulma.
Kaori and Kosei from Your Lie in April.
I'm saying Sakuta and Mai is better than that. Yes, it is. You wasn't. Hey, what happens to the girl in Your Lie in April?
That's not what I'm thinking. I'm listing off all of the different relationships in my head that I think that are better than that are slice of life, boy love, like anything like that.
Then Your Lie in April?
No, then Vegeta and
like I think I'll say this. I think every single one that I wrote down is better than Vegeta and Bulma. They just don't reach. Now, Ryuji and Taiga for Toradora, that's big in the romance circles, but it doesn't have the reach. Like Sakuta and Mai has the reach. It has transcended. Like that's the one for sure that I would say has transcended. I understand Your Lie in April, but you want to talk about competent male, competent female, they're written well, the relationship works, it's good. They don't even and they don't even show you when the physical intimacy, like in terms of them making out or anything like that, but you just know how much they care for each other. And obviously the movie freaking seals it. Lonnie can freaking tell you what happened when he saw it again. You can say whatever you want about Your Lie in April. It didn't have you feeling the same way the movie did, Lonnie. It didn't have you.
Not really, but
Lonnie, we go cap now?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to think about totality though of everything.
So I'm whatever y'all say.
Because a good part of where we're talking about Bunny Girl Senpai versus Your Lie in April, it's not just like their dynamic. It's also his dynamic with the other chick as well that causes a lot. So not that she's not they don't have an S tier relationship or anything like that, but I don't know.
Come on, bro.
So
I'm with you. If it was my pick for sure, if I was picking for me, I'd pick Ryuji and Taiga, but the casuals are gonna pick.
Where are they from? Ryuji and Taiga.
Toradora.
I feel like Toradora, is a recognizable romance anime. I know the girl with like the blonde-ish hair.
Yeah,
her face is recognizable.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
just
don't know.
that
I don't know who the other person is. That's
the in the anime, the dude's just kind of like, well, he has a scary face. Like it's not the most. He doesn't get the most, but it's just there. Like, Kai, I would, but I think just because of how what really hurts it's its look. I mentioned it just doesn't, the look just doesn't age well in my opinion, especially when you compare it to other ones around the same time, like and then obviously the ones that come afterwards, like obviously Love is War, Horimiya, which is one of my personal favorites. Like you want to talk about, I mean, Riddell, you've seen it. Look at how well that relationship is written out. It's just great.
It's unconventional. That's why I really like it. Because I think romances can get very boring, but that one was a unique way to do it. I probably wouldn't put it on the list because I just don't think a lot of people locked into Horimiya. Just like same thing with like Taiyo and Mutsumi. Not many people are locked into Michiyo Sakura family, but when that thing is finished, that's probably going to be the best shonen romance relationship because that relationship was the core element of the entire story. But it is what it is. Random Taylor, Lonnie, which one should be right here? You named a lot of names, but what's the one that needs to be here? Subaru and Amelia.
I mean, can I say a name?
Subaru and Ren is better. Still better.
Thank you, Miles, for showing up.
Subaru and Ren is still
Demon's
better.
home.
Demon's home
with an interjection.
Super and Amelia, bro. Super and Amelia.
Well, Taylor was about to give her suggestion.
I was gonna say Wizard Howl and Sophia from House Moving Castle.
That's
I'm talking about romances that transcend Studio Ghibli.
I haven't watched it.
That's a strong point.
I can't.
You don't have to watch it to know that they are the relationship.
That's one of the biggest. We're talking about anime relationships.
It is one of the biggest anime relationships
of all time. So,
so are we putting it number 5?
I think it deserves above Inuyasha and Kagame, personally. Kagome.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at that.
What's the name?
It's a tremendous relationship. Tremendous.
What is the name?
Howl. Wizard Howl. Sophie Hatter.
You said wizard? Lonnie, just put the name in the private chat. No, I'll look it up on my end over here. All right. After Inuyasha and Kagome, what's
You might as well move Inuyasha and Kagome down again.
You ready for the Twin Star Exorcist talk?
We can do that, or Eureka and Renton, because they both clear Inuyasha and Kagome.
I also think that they both clear, but
pretty convincingly.
Rokuro and Benio, that's one of the best. That's one of the best in Shonen. Period.
For sure, especially with it starting off as kind of a arranged marriage and them having to go through different trials and conflicts in order to kind of realize that they're the one for each other.
Going on completely different paths. He's going on a path like a saint. She's going on the path of a demon, and they still have to find their way back to each other. They're also destined to have a child, and they're kids at this point. They're basically destined to have exorcist Jesus, and they're kids. They're kids at this point. He's a crash out. She's the noble know-it-all, and yeah, it's just
it's a relationship that it shouldn't work, but it just works perfectly, Lonnie. It shouldn't.
Yeah, it's really oil and water, and they made it work.
So
yeah, he could.
He did cook. All right, so y'all say the Twin Star Exorcist one. Anybody? In order for me to okay, let's put it in limbo because you're gonna have to pitch it for a third vote to get it in. Let's think of some other names in the meantime. So we got 5 names. We need 5 more. Kaneki and Toka. I'm ready to put Kaneki and Toka on the list.
I think it should definitely make the list. I think it's more like the 7 to 10 range. Personally,
I'm fine with putting it 7 for now, and then we can rearrange it.
Okay.
Works for me.
Okay, that's 3. Soka. All right. It is.
Throw Vegeta and Bulma at 10 for the culture, man. For the culture.
I was about to say that.
For the culture, man. For the culture.
Oh, for the casuals.
Yes.
culture,
For the casuals. Man.
I
Hey,
think
man.
at least one fairy tale relationship should make the list just because of how well they
agree.
write them.
I agree as well. Now, the
But
question
it's like which one?
which one? So
I
we
think
got,
great.
oh, you better say the exact one I want to hear. Gray and Juvia.
Yeah, I'm on the Gray and Juvia camp.
I'm on the Gray and Juvia too.
I'm
My
fine with that. You want to put that at 9?
Gray and Juvia. My dog. All right. So we'll have 2 more spots. I'm already. I'm not gonna win the Aaron Mikasa thing, so I'll just give up on it. We got Riza Mustang that was suggested, of course. We got Momo and Okuran. That's an interesting one. Kirito and Asuna that people have been saying in the chat. We got what else? Sailor Moon and
Oh
Tetsuya.
no! After Taylor dropped that lore, it's cooked.
Oh, Yusuke and Keiko.
Mm.
Keiko. I feel like has to make them like that low key in terms of like main characters Shonen Jump romances, relationships might be the best one. Like might be. I'm talking about Shonen Jump, Battle Shonen. Who you thinking? I'm curious to hear alternative.
Yeah, and I gotta provide one if I'm gonna hate on you.
Okay.
We being nasty. Are they really better than Uraka and Deku?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
I think Yusuke and Keiko might need to make the list.
I don't think the relationship is better than Eureka. I don't think the relationship is better than the Twin Star Exorcist either.
Okay. Well, those other than those 2 relationships, any other ones that
I mean, do we put Naruto and Hinata up there?
How do y'all really feel about Naruto and Hinata?
I mean, the movie was lit.
And that's the only thing I feel like is really the linchpin. We had the stuff during the pain arc where she sacrifices herself.
No. Random, where you are in Naruto?
Close enough that now I'm starting to get annoyed with motherfuckers spoiling.
Oh, now you're getting annoyed.
Well, if Santo can watch 500 episodes of One Piece in a month, my nigga, you could have
I
done
said
that with Naruto.
Look. I'm just saying.
Taylor,
I'm just saying. I'm annoyed. I'm not
Being
mad.
put to shame by
Where are you specifically? What?
I didn't read today, so give me a second. I'll let you know.
Did anyone else die?
No, but somebody's on life support. It feels like somebody's close.
Where are you?
I have to
Can you tell
look.
us who? We watched and read it. Can you tell us?
Hold on, no, because I legitimately did not read it. I had to work, so I'm
I
legitimately.
can still remember where I'm at in One Piece, and I haven't watched it in like a few days.
That's great, Taylor. I'm not you, man.
I'm not Kushina better than Vegeta.
Minato Kushina have a better.
It's not enough screen time. That's my only thing.
That's kind of my similar argument for Gagio and Levy. It's like it just doesn't have screen time.
It don't have enough screen time.
I do think this is tough. So now we're in interesting territory because Yusuke and Keiko have a strong case to make to be on the list, but also I do think we can throw like a really popular slice of life romance on the list too. Like I feel like then we need to have one of those, maybe 2.
You've heard what I said.
To make our list seem more complete, so it's just not all like Shonen Jump Shonen stuff.
I mean, at this
Sakura or Mai or Ryuji and Taiga. Those are your 2 options.
All right, let's figure out the finalists, like the main ones. So we got Ryuji and Taiga. We got Sakura and Mai. What's the twin star name again?
Benio and Rokuro.
Benio and Ro, and Eureka, and what's his name? Bento? Something like that?
Renton, Bento.
Renton. And then Yusuke and Keiko.
I'm not gonna lie. Lonnie, since we both are on the Eureka and the Betty Rokuro train, you want to just pick one? Because I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah, I can just pick one.
we need to have the slice of life one. Both Benio and Eureka series, that it literally revolves around their relationship. The whole series is about their relationship more than it is about anything else. And then fuck Yusuke, I'm not gonna cap.
Oh man. Okay. Well, it's time to talk it out to figure out the final two. I mean, technically, we could kick out one and then add them, but we'll see. So who we adding?
I'm fine with Benio and Rakura making the A spot. I'm fine with that.
I'm cool with it.
And then you can go slice of life if you want.
All right. Random Taylor thoughts.
I haven't seen it, so I don't have an opinion.
I mean, fuck it. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I think Ryuji and Taiga, because I've been saying, but I think Ryuji and Taiga is it's my favorite. I could watch Toradora any day of the week and be chilling. And I understand Sakura. I love Sakura and Mai. Mai's my favorite female character, but I'm gonna go Ryuji and Taiga. It's just really well done.
For the slice of life, I have to go Sakuda and Mai. I got to.
Damn. Thought we were okay.
To me, Bunny Girl Senpai is the best slice of life. I don't care.
Okay, Taylor, Ryuji and Taiga or Sakura and Mai?
Huh?
Between Ryuji and Taiga and Sakura and Mai, have you seen both?
I've seen Sakura and Mai, but I would also have to go with Lonnie with the Bunny Girl Senpai line, just because it's the one that I've seen, and out of all these other ones, it just seems.
All right, well, for now. I'll just put it here, and I'll put this here for now. The only question I have is Yusuke and Keiko. Vegeta Bulma is there for the culture, but Yusuke and Keiko versus Gray and Juvia.
Gray and Juvia.
Yeah, that's like the only one that it can compete with right now. Unless we can we put it up. Kenshin and Kaoru, whatever.
No.
Damn, y'all not rocking.
I think we good on Yusuke, man. We good on Yusuke.
We're good, bro.
Damn. Hey, who was the person in the chat that said Yusuke and Keiko needs to make the list?
That's Ken.
Put it as honorable. If it makes it feel better, put it as an honorable mention.
Man,
put it at number 11.
Yeah, honorable mention. There you go.
It wasn't good enough to make it, but we thought about it. Just for you, Kent. Just for you, boy.
All right. Well, it looks like this is the list, the top 10. Do we want to reorder anything here?
No, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it.
I am as well.
Is Kenshin and Kaoru really that good?
Yes.
Is it?
Because I watched
number 3.
Like I heard you, Lonnie.
If you want to move it down,
I watched a lot of it, and I wasn't really moved that much. Like, does the final arc really carry it that much?
I would move Hal's moving Castle up.
I'm fine with you moving it down. Actually, if I'm looking at the list, you can move it down to 8. You can move it down to 8.
You cook. That's exactly where I was thinking it should go. You cook.
Okay. All right. Any other moves?
Nah, not that I can see.
I'm cool.
I mean, personally, I would move Gray and Juvia up, but that's also just because I'm a fairy tale lover.
Trendy, out of curiosity, and this is all propaganda. What's your favorite Yu Yu Hakusho arc? I'm just curious, brother.
I mean, I feel like
it can't be that golden if everybody says the same damn shit.
I mean,
That's the point I'm trying to get at.
okay.
If I ask y'all what's the best arc and y'all all say the same goddamn thing, it can't be that good. It just can't.
All right, fair enough. You know, or it could be that arc is really good. You know, what I'm saying?
No.
But like, I feel like the most part, Hunter x Hunter, the arc that most people say is Chimera Ant arc.
They wrong.
You said they wrong.
They super wrong. York new baby, come on.
You're the York new type. Okay.
But you see, there's types.
Okay.
Naruto has types. Bleach has types. All these other series have types.
Yeah, no, you're
They
not
got
wrong.
types.
I've never heard anybody else say something that is not Dark Tournament, bro.
Me neither. Me neither.
Okay. Well, this is our official list for the top 10 anime relationships. All right, to kind of run them down. Our top 10 anime relationships of all time, BSS edition. Number 10, Vegeta and Bulma. Number 9, Gray and Juvia. Number 8, Kenshin and Karu. Number 7, Benio and Rokuro. Number 6, Kaneki and Toka. Number 5, Sakata and Mai. Number 4, Inuyasha and Kagome. Number 3, Wizard Howl and Sophie Hatter. Number 2, Edward and Winry. And number 1, Guts and Casca. All right, pretty good list. Unfortunately, I didn't make it, but you know, it is what it is.
And Taylor, I know you have to
appreciate
go
you, Jake Paul.
soon. I don't know if you need to go now, but do you have any final remarks or anything?
I'm just happy Aaron and Mikasa didn't make the list.
Hater.
They didn't deserve to be on there. And then you want to sit here and say we talk of relationships, but then not allow other relationships on.
I already explained my logic, Random. You're for nothing. You're not wrong. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
You know,
word.
I'm gonna start beat riding. I do it for the love of the game, man.
You know what? I respect it when Miles does it. You know what I'm saying?
Since you're probably not gonna be on again until after the wedding, any final wedding things you have to say to the guys?
Oh, I'm gonna murder all of you.
Damn.
I didn't even do nothing.
Not a single one of you RSVP'd. I had to do that for y'all.
I'm not good at that type of stuff.
Random.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Random.
You're no better.
Yeah, but you know, I told Lonnie what's up, so it's all good.
Random, we at least called. He said, "I'ma do it," and then he didn't do it.
I did no, because you know what I did? I kept grabbing the boarding pass invitation. I kept scanning that barcode instead of the actual invitation you sent me. So when I did that, I was oh, bet I'm good, and I walked away. I was wrong. I was wrong, Taylor. I was wrong. Let me make sure I get that off top. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. Thank you for RSVPing for me. You didn't have to do that.
W. Taylor, man.
Oh, but Miles, I need to give you access to the wedding playlist so you can just start
I'm not Taylor. I'm gonna make sure
He's the
your
music
day
guy.
cool.
He's the music guy.
I'm not gonna destroy your day. Trust me, I'm not. I got you.
They about to get litty. Hey,
we have like 2 different cocktail hours. It's about to be lit.
hey,
One
people.
cocktail hour.
Well, it's the cocktail, and then it's the reception, which also has alcohol. And then, did we have something else?
Basically,
Yeah, we
we
have
about
that
to be lit, and we gonna
And the after party. And a pizza truck is coming, right?
Yeah, well, they don't do trucks anymore. It's
Miles.
You offering a fat nigga some pizza?
I never even myself pizza. I didn't get that for anybody but me.
Bro, look, I might bring my DSLR with me. Let's make a movie, bro.
But
We all gonna come back.
I was like, Miles, are you bringing your girl to Spain? Never mind.
I'm lagging. I'll be back, y'all.
I feel like we've seen that same type of reaction on this pod already. I don't know.
oh no, we definitely have.
More than likely she coming though. More than likely she coming.
More likely. Sounds like it was a great event. everybody in the comments, make sure you guys say congratulations to the loving couple, of course, and give suggestions on how wild these people should be, just to spice things up. I don't know what they could possibly do on a random weekend in Spain with alcohol. Like the suggestions are endless. You know what I'm saying? Suggestions are endless. Anything else you got? All right. Well, that's what we got for the top 10 anime romances. Now, I have a couple of things to show the people for this next segment. And there are some interesting things that happen that are going kind of trendy that I want the boys to react to. So the first thing we got. There we go. First thing we got is a fan animation that's going viral.
Okay.
It's already got better animation than Sakamoto Days. Just saying.
Yeah, they really cooking though.
Was that him activating his Demon Slayer mark at the end?
That's what it looked like. And then Bakugo activated things with his eyes to unlock his quirk. Shout out Dan Mark Lazaga.
That nigga.
Yeah. The dude, this animation was crazy. Oh, there's a little bit more? Hold on. Apparently he was working on this for like years.
I can
He was
imagine.
working on that. And he
By
dropped it.
himself.
Yeah, soloing it too. Oh,
But in all reality, Bakugo watches that nigga.
Yeah, I was thinking at the same time. It would not be a competitive fight between them two niggas. It would. It would not.
I didn't want to say it, but even with the demon, even with the Demon Slayer mark, there's nothing.
He gets speed blitzed.
Boom! Swords ain't stopping that, bro.
And let's just say, even if he can find a way to survive all that, Bako would just outsmart him.
Bakugo is a better strategist in terms of fighting.
Smarter, faster, stronger, better ability. It would clearly go in one direction. Not gonna lie.
I think it's just that, well, those places got unions and things like that. Look, if you're passionate enough to do that by yourself and it's something like that, but now I've never seen somebody where they're like, this is so amazing, we're just gonna hire this guy. You don't see that a lot, but it was incredible. You could clearly tell he took time to. Each character looked amazing. The animations was fluid. Obviously, the lag because we were streaming it or we were sharing it, so the lag was there, but it looked really good.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it looked really good as well, and it's so unfortunate because you see projects like this. Like, of course, I'm sure all of us saw the Dragon Ball one, the unique one that the guy made the Dragon Ball, like it had like Vegeta having a tail and going like a unique type of Super Saiyan going up against Broly. Like that animation was dope. That thing was fire. And these people exist. But it always seems like something prevents them to kind of do things justice. And obviously it's probably due to the fact that they are on schedules that they have to work through. But it's tough to see. We know what good animation looks like, and some series just don't get the same level of justice.
Like Sakamoto Days.
Yeah. Speaking of Sakamoto Days, I got something else to show you.
We don't talk about the Berserk trailer, Kai. We don't talk about that.
Oh, and so far, Sakamoto Days is on pace to be like the lowest rated big shonen. So
there's been a lot of conversation regarding Sakamoto Days and its animation. And one thing that I've said religiously on the pod is that if they do not cook during the Sakamoto and Hard Boiled fight, then I'm concerned.
they're on pace to rate lower than Blue Lock season 2, by the way. So
All right.
that's how low, I'm saying that's how low some of these episodes' ratings have been.
Let's give it a fair assessment. Let's watch this fight. I'm gonna pause here and there because of copyright, of course. Is it really as bad as people making it seem? All right.
Let's see.
Okay.
That was ass.
I mean, a little.
Those are still frames, bro. That's
that's
shit Blue Lock was doing.
That right there.
That's
is
shit
ass.
that Blue Lock was doing.
That's ass.
That's shit that Blue Lock was literally doing in season 2.
No, I feel like Blue Lock was worse than this.
Blue Lock was horrendous.
Blue Lock was horrendous. Blue Lock was horrendous.
Because
But
sometimes they look like weird CGI video game characters.
yeah, this is just consistent mid.
Okay. All right. Let's see when it starts heating up a little bit.
Oh, this is the fight that you said they need to cook on, right?
I did say they have to cook on this fight. Okay. Okay, that wasn't terrible. That's like being fair. That was not terrible at all.
It wasn't terrible.
No, you're
was
being
mid.
It was mid. Exactly. It's not terrible. It's just mid. So things that had similar sales, money, budget, all that. So Kaiju number 8 or Sakamoto Days right now in terms of first few episodes.
Well, Kaiju clears.
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm just gonna tell me when we reach something relevant.
Riddell, I'm in the same camp as Santo as this, right? I think everybody's spoiled. I think we need to have our expectations set properly. All of that is fine. But it's okay with the animation actually being mid. I do think this shit is mid, right? We're not gonna call it what it is.
That's basically what, because I'm an episode behind. I caught up. It's mid. I think people's expectations were very high. To sit here and say that it belongs in any conversation with Blue Lock season 2, people. This is, and we're gonna have to fight about this. Yeah, like Miles, we're gonna have to fight about
that. I'm saying it's on pace to like have a similar rating.
He's talking about statistically. He's saying statistically, not the actual quality.
Because all right, so to give you context, random. Well, I think I've explained this before. Anything above, I think like an 8.3 or like an 8.1 is considered above average or good in terms of ratings for shows. Every episode so far has been like 7.5 to 8.1 range. So it's literally been averaging to below average episodes to peaking at average episodes.
I understand that. I understand the ratings, but this is what one thing, and now we're going to have to fight against this. Just because Blue Lock had a great 2 episodes to end its season does not mean that Blue Lock that the season was great.
Was it 4?
It was at least 4, but if we go to the totality of season 2,
that's what you have to do.
I think some of the hate was overblown. There were some very terrible, inexcusable moments. Yes, 100%. But in terms of the totality of the episodes, a good 8 to 9 episodes did really well. A good 8 to 9 overall in terms of like
we were talking about
out of the 20 something. Were there some that were horrendous? Yes, but there was a good 8 to 9 that were actually decent.
How many episodes were in the season?
I don't know. I
12?
stopped watching. All I'm gonna say is the high expectations that people had for Sakamoto Days, and they're downing it. When we're sitting here, not before season 2, where we were people on this
14
platform were saying that U20 was supposed to be one of the greatest, not just sports arcs. This one want to be the greatest arcs of all time if they did it right, and they didn't. Just because it picked it up toward the end. Just because, okay, if you play a football game, but Mahomes, okay, let's use the Super Bowl. Just because Mahomes picked it up at the end doesn't mean he still did that. All of a sudden now his performance has been validated. He still was bad. That's what Blue Lock was. Blue Lock season 2 was bad.
I think you're taking like the hype of the badness into like, and you're judging it by the totality. Because if we're being honest, and objective, was the beginning horrendous? One of the worst starts ever? Yes. Did they pick it up in the middle a little bit? Yes. And did it end up being like the last 2 episodes, some of the highest rated episodes in television the past
It
year?
doesn't make
Yes. And no, it doesn't. No, you're not letting me finish. You're not letting me finish. Does it make up for it? No, but at the same time, I can't say like, yes, you can like mess up throughout most of the stuff, but at the same time, you still have to acknowledge, hey, you had like the third highest rated anime episode of all time. You have to say that the second episode before that was still one of the highest rated episodes in television of all time. Like they still accomplish great thing. You can still accomplish something great with a overall bad product. But
Okay,
at the
so
end of the
Mahomes
day,
is one of the-
at the end of the day, if at least almost half of the season is above average, you still have to acknowledge that half the season is above average. You have to. You can't just like, yes, do we like denounce everything that they did? Yes, but guess what happened? The studio got shut down. So there were consequences. You said we can't let this be the standard. And guess what? It's not the standard because they got shut down.
Yeah, but now we got Lonnie. You're legitimately saying, oh, because I got above average. And you're saying because it got above average because
Above average is great. Like half of those episodes we'll talk about were 9.0 or above.
Lonnie, go back and look at that Nagi. Go back and look at that Nagi goal again and tell me that was
You're
great
talking about some of the worst moments, which I acknowledge.
The Nagi goal was the first time people even paid attention, was any kind of positive, because it was, oh, one leg moved. Then he flipped around, while everything else was still the PNG that we talked about. Like, come on now. Come on, guys. Just because people had very high expectations for Sakamoto Days. That's why it's suffering the way it is. It had
I
very
actually
high
agree to
expectations.
that. I think a lot of manga fans are overly
Yeah.
underrating it because it's not what they thought it was going to be.
Expectations versus reality.
At the same
This is
time,
what
with
this
Sakamoto
conversation
Days,
will
the
always
minimum for
boil down to.
Sakamoto Days was just to not just be at least near the same level as like the manga itself. Just at least do it at least a justifiable adaptation.
Well, y'all are walking in with a standard that y'all are setting, and then holding the studio to the fire for that. Like,
No, I'm saying, I said this before. Objectively, this looks like an anime from like the early 2010s.
But I can't even say there's anything necessarily wrong with that.
It's just
not up
mid.
to people's expectations.
Fine,
but stop treating it like it's bad, though. That's the problem.
It's not bad.
bad.
Y'all wanted Demon Slayer and
I say Demon Slayer.
No,
I said mid.
And y'all like to compare moment to moment things. I think Sakamoto Days overall, over the course of an entire episode, is consistently better than Blue Lock Season 2 over the course of an entire episode. Like, it's not about just moments and fights and it's not about those single moments, it's about the whole entire episode. I think Sakamoto generally looks good. Like, it's okay. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, I don't think it's bad. I think it's mid. If I'm rating it out of 10, I'm rating it a 7 out of 10 or 6.5 to 7 out of 10.
That's cool. But the discourse around it doesn't sound like 7 out of 10 discourse.
People are saying, I'm on Reddit, I'm on social media. People are talking about this. This is one of the worst. I've literally heard people say this is one of the worst anime adaptations I've ever seen, which is just a straight up lie.
That's a lie.
I agree with that. I just think it's mid.
I want to be clear though. At the same time, like, I'm trying to be even killed all across the board. I did have high expectations for it, and the reason why is because I don't think the story is like anything fantastic. I don't think Sakamoto Days is a very complex story. But what I think it does very well in the manga is, of course, its fight scenes, its choreography. One of the most unique ways to fight you'll see in like an action series in manga. There's a reason why people are calling like this the John Wick of manga right now, because of all the unique ways that they fight in here. So in order for me to think that this would really make some noise, is the fights had to be really good. And when I saw this scene in particular, I wasn't very happy. Like all these little things right there, nothing crazy. But I was talking about this scene. When I saw this right here, I was like pretty disappointed, because this is against Hard Boiled. Like, these like
That's ad. That right there.
yeah,
was
it's
bad.
like
That
it's
was
not
bad.
good. It's not moving
not
me.
That was
good.
bad. That was bad.
So I was pretty dissatisfied. I want to see how they end it. So this
I
is
just need to fight back a little bit on the whole spoil thing. This is 2025. If it looks like it's early 20, if it looks like the first season of My Hero, I'm not gonna say, "Oh, this is great animation." It's mid animation because it looks like it looks like an anime that I could find from 10 years ago, and that's just what it is.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like in terms of like in terms of like great anime now. If I think of when I think of great animation, I think of Don to Don, Free Ren, Elusive Samurai, Kaiju, Demon Slayer, Fate. I can go on. I can name like
those are
such an unfair
those are
standard.
unfair. You
No,
comparing
Demon Slayer
you compare
especially is an
a
unfair
studio
standard.
that
You
literally
can take
only
Demon. I just said I can name like
2
30. I just said I can name 30. You want me to go 40? I could do that too, random.
Sure, but you're literally listing the highest of the highest of the highest possible bar and using that as the standard.
No, I'm not saying that's the standard. Like I said, to
You
clarify,
literally just named
Sakamoto is mid. If I'm talking about good or great animation, I'm talking about those. Like I said, I can name 30 if you want. We can go down the whole list.
When you first brought this issue up, and I said, look, because this is one thing people don't look at the studio that is animating this, TMS Entertainment, which is known for they're not known for their great animation. They're known for how they tell the story. Case Closed, Dr. Stone, Lupin, they even did some. They're not known for great animation. Like so that's why I'm sitting there like they were able to get the contract. I still think what the adaptation's good. I just think you're just mad because it's or people are just mad because you wanted it to be Demon Slayer and it's not that. You wanted it to be
random. You're missing the point. You're missing the whole point because it's not about the studio itself. It's that in terms of popularity, sales, all that, it was on par with some of these other manga, and so it got sent to a studio that I don't think it should have gone to, and to the level to Riddell's point. The main point is the fights and choreography. So what it should have gone to a studio that specializes in fights and choreography. It didn't. I don't know if you read Sakamoto Days like that, but if you read up until Hard Boil and then you watch these episodes, there's a fall off. There's just a genuine fall off. If you don't feel that there's a genuine fall off, then we just disagree. Like I said, mid is mid. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's trash. I'm not saying it's one of the worst adaptations of all time. But guess what? Do I think it's lukewarm? Yes. Do I think it met the basic Sakamoto Days standard? No. It's just a mid adaptation. That's what it is.
yeah, and I hate
actually another example. Twin Star Exorcist. I think the manga is 10 times better than the anime adaptation. Me personally. And guess what? The anime adaptation didn't take off like that. It got a lot of episodes, but wasn't super popular in the anime community. It was a mid adaptation.
All I'm going to say, and I think from now on, if we're going to, when we talk about great anime adaptations, if you want it to be a great anime adaptation, take Demon Slayer out of there. Demon Slayer, especially. I don't know why,
I named like 10. I named 10 right there.
Lonnie,
I understand. I named 20 right now. And don't say Demon Slayer. Will you shut the fuck up about me saying Demon Slayer?
But
like me saying Demon Slayer.
Where was all this outrage for My Hero last year? But where was all of this outrage for My Hero last year? The third best-selling manga of last year, having mid animation when they revealed things like stars.
I said for a while until like the last.
You, Lonnie. I'm not saying you, but the anime community at large seems like to pick and choose what's okay to be mid and what's okay not to be mid. The third best-selling manga of all time can be mid, and there's no outrage behind it. But Sakamoto Days, the fifth selling, has all of this outrage. Y'all just picking and choosing.
I will say this though, I do notice that the only times where people are like crazy, like rage and fueled, is for season ones. Like for Tower of God season 1, the Tower of God fanatics were much more annoying for season 1 than they are for season 2. And season 2 animation is worse than season 1, but they were more annoying on season 1. God of High School. I mean, there's no season 2, but they were super annoying for season 1. Like for season 1s, I do think these fans are just like rabid. And then moving forward, it's like it is what it is at that point.
Riddell, I agree with you because you're 100% correct. But you should be holding a anime that's on season 10 to a higher standard than the anime that's on season 1. Respectfully.
I've been saying for years
Respect.
that My
Respect.
Hero hasn't been getting the animation it deserves. I've been saying that for years. So like at least I'm consistent with what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not speaking directly to you, bro.
Yeah, like I said, Twin Star Exorcist, one of my favorite shonen stories. The anime adaptation is mid to me. I don't know if you watched the whole thing, Miles, but the anime adaptation doesn't really do the manga
You said of Twin Stars?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen the whole shit.
What do you think about it compared to the manga?
It doesn't compare, but I don't think it's bad either.
Yeah, exactly. It's not bad, but it doesn't compare. It's the same thing with Sakamoto Days. It doesn't compare to the manga. To me, it's mid.
And the thing about Twin Stars is they changed some stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, they changed some stuff. Some of the fight scenes could have been better though. Like,
yeah.
Shout out. Yeah, I mean, I already said my piece about Sakamoto. I already said that if it wasn't what it's supposed to be at that fight, then that was basically how I believe it was going to be moving forward. And we saw like I showed everybody the difference between the manga panel and the anime scene. The aura was just different. Very simple.
If you haven't read it, don't talk to me about it. Don't. If you haven't read it, read it and then compare and then get back to me. Read it, compare, and then get back to me.
Sakamoto, though, I think will be just fine. But the only thing that I've been consistently saying, it won't be in that top tier. That honestly, every big Shonen Jump manga needs to be at to really survive at this point. Because, bro, the amount of times we've been saying it, without One Piece, that Shonen Jump catalog is bare.
I don't think that's true.
You have faith in that catalog after One Piece? Did you see like the weekly Shonen Jump manga that was on docket last week without One Piece?
But okay, I hear you, Riddell, and I agree with you to an extent. But I'm also a believer in history. Throughout time, Shonen Jump has been able to survive when they've had to shuffle the deck. I don't see why that's going to change, with the exit of One Piece. I just don't see why it wouldn't change. They're going to find a way to sustain themselves as they've done throughout the course of time.
I don't think they're going to bury themselves. I just don't think they're going to be the juggernaut that they used to.
Who's going? You think unless y'all think the manhwa's going to take his place? Who else?
Manhwa magazine is going to be continuously making noise.
I think manhwa's going to be more prevalent. I think manhwa's going to be more prevalent in the few years, but at the same time, Shonen Jump does have a cushion, and here's the cushion. Because manga and anime, they are on different timelines. So JJK is going to take another 4 to 5 years to finish anime-wise.
Yes.
They can stretch that 4 to 5 years. That means that they have 4 to 5 years to find something that can replace that. Black Clover eventually is going to come back next year, and it's going to take probably another 2-3 years for that. They can replace Black. So they have a good 4 to 5 window to find some hits. Kagurabachi might cook for them. We're going to talk about Ichi the Witch later. That aspect. Bug Ego might get animated by that time.
On record, Kagurabachi got to go with who the boys that do it's off the top of my head. I can't think of it. But the people that do Fate and Demon Slayer, Kagurabachi has to do it. It has to.
With them committing to omniscient reader's viewpoint, I don't know. They only take two. They only take two.
They only do two at a time. So
two at a time.
And my thing is like,
Shonen Jump has.
Are they going to be able to direct these people to read the manga? I mean, that's what anime is for, direct them to read the manga.
Mm-hmm.
And Sakamoto Days, is it doing the job? Mission Yozakura Family, is it doing the job? Elusive Samurai, I think, did a pretty good job for season 1.
It did pretty good.
We still consider it underrated anime. It didn't hit the mainstream. Like
Kaiju's gonna get 3-4
now
5 seasons.
Even though
they have time to find a new manga to really carry. Besides,
shout out the mainstream for liking mid, bro.
The times are different too, though. We're never gonna see a super long length 500 chapter. That's never gonna happen again. They're gonna keep pushing out the 300, 300, 300, 300, and that's how it's gonna be forever.
But at the same time, Miles, Solo Leveling is taking over. It's taking over right now. Mr. Reader, when it drops later this year, is with Ufotable is gonna take over. And then King of the Fall, we don't know how Lord of Mysteries is gonna hit because that's Chinese biggest secret. Then we have the Boxer. That's gonna be a crazy sports a crazy dark sports one.
It needs the animation to hit that mainstream or the emotion.
The beginning after the end, we don't know. We don't know because of the studio.
Lonnie,
we don't.
The only thing I would say,
Don't even talk to me about it. Don't even-
if manga wants to really blow up, they need to capitalize now, because in general, this is when anime has really started to blow up. Like us, we've been watching anime for years. Well, when I'm talking years, I mean 20 years before it was as popular as it was now. This is the time to capitalize. If these manhwas aren't adapted now, they could easily lose their window. They could.
Solo Leveling could definitely do something really good in terms of setting a precedent for like manhwa series. I mean, not surprised. The animation for season 1 was great. Season 2 is going to be a lot of cool moments, shadows, aura moments.
Cooking.
Yeah, the animation's cooking there. It seems like they're going to slow burn with Tower of God, which kind of annoys me, but I kind of get it at the same time because they have so much stuff that they can do later on. So that's going to be a slow burn. So Solo Leveling is going to set the standard. Omniscient Reader is going to, it's unufotable. It's going to immediately cook the moment the first episode comes out.
They dropped the trailer for the live action.
You said what?
They dropped the trailer for the live action.
Yeah, that series is cleared. And then, of course, I'm going to pray for the beginning after the end. I'm going to pray for that series to cook. We will see.
That you want to talk
also
about
fine with. I'm fine with it having a very, very mid season 1 and then goes to another studio.
Why would they let that go? Why would that studio let that go?
It might work. But I want to show you guys something else because you actually referred to it a little bit earlier. Oh, wrong screen. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's here. I'm gonna skip through copyright. We see. Now I don't watch Dragon Ball Daima. I have no idea what's going on here. He did something. He powered him up. Random, can you explain what's going on because you watch it?
I can't remember exactly what the Namekian did. I think he said he it was something with his power, or something like that. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Now that Super Saiyan 4 is here, I'm gonna say this right now. I don't like how it looks.
It's a magical amp. He basically using his magical powers or whatever. He was able to amplify.
I don't like how it looks. I don't like how it looks.
Saiyan physiology.
Wait, he used magic?
It's a magic based power amp. He's using magic.
I don't like that.
I don't like. I didn't.
And that'll be the way that that'll be the way that we don't see it ever again, because this particular demon with this, or excuse me, this particular Namekian with this particular style of magic does not exist further after this series is over.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Fast forward. And...
Random. And I never realized this. Why does he have Jiren's outfit on? Did they explain that yet?
Yo, something about the Super Saiyan 4 don't look right.
Maybe mute the music while you play it, Riddell.
It's the hair. It's literally the hair.
The hair don't look right.
To me, it's just the hair.
The hair is not supposed to be red. This
is supposed to be black.
But now it's like maybe Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 4. I don't know.
That's the problem with Daima.
How do you feel about this?
I don't think it looks good.
Yo, I'm sorry. Like Dragon Ball Z, sometimes they just be freestyling. So I'm just whatever.
Whatever. Well, I like the fact that we technically did get a Super Saiyan 4. I like the fact that they took the chance to do it. The fact that it's red, like the fact that the hair is not black. He's still a kid. Like the fact that when Goku went in GT and when he transformed, he'd go back to being a human form. I think that would have hit a lot more.
Yeah, why did you just do what they did? Nobody would care that much about the logic behind it. It's just like make him the adult Super Saiyan 4.
And then also the fact that where Daima's placed in the timeline.
I don't think it's because he's like y'all in the chat saying it's because he's a kid. You can make a kid look badass in a transformation. I don't think that's the reason why. I will say maybe art style in general. GT as we know it was a lot more grungier. It was a different art style. This Super Daima art style is very the best way I can describe it is like it's kid friendly. It looks all shiny. I think that could be what's detracting from it, but I think it's more so how it looks than them being children. Super Saiyan 3 as a child in GT still looked great.
Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks cooks.
It's not the children aspect. It's literally just this.
Yeah, because he doesn't look like he fits his body. Like Gotenks looks like he fits his body because it's more slim. This one's just like a freaking jacked little hand.
I don't know
Steroid
why his
baby.
arms are so big. His arms don't need to be that.
He's like a gremlin.
Oh, but I'm not gonna lie. The thing that pisses me off the most is the fact that he has red hair. I'm not gonna lie. That pisses me off the most. We just don't disrespect Gogeta. Like, come on. What are we doing here? Yeah, this is never coming back. They are completely scratching Super Saiyan 4. That's so disappointing.
That's a shame. You had the path with Broly. You had the path.
If they give it to Broly and Super,
Frieza saw this shit.
Oh, he's really a monkey now. Oh, this looking. He's just too jacked.
It has no. This shit has no aura. Respectfully,
It doesn't. Like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta had more aura than this.
he looks like his name's Kyle and he's someone's stepson.
the moment doesn't hit the same when Goku went Super Saiyan 4 and GT. My God,
The Golden Ape?
my God! And he looked up at the red moon. That shit was so cold. That was cold.
They had the formula. How can they fumble something that already exists?
It don't get no colder than that.
Oh,
even his
man.
10 times Kamehameha was clean. Like,
Chat folks, maybe I missed it. Why does that clown have on Jiren's uniform?
Yeah, he did.
Didn't he just ask for like power or whatever, and it doesn't? He ended up looking like that. I forget.
Is that what happened?
Like he
This
wished
guy's
for it to be
wearing
super
the
strong.
troopers. What are they called? The Super Troopers or something like that uniform?
the Pride Troopers?
The Pride Troopers uniform.
I forget why he looks like that, but I don't think he's like connected to them
And he
anyway.
got a third eyeball. Hey, what is going on? What is going on?
Someone said he just grew. It's just his design.
This is that's
Oh, they
terrible.
just got lazy. He was like, you know what? Let's.
I remember I saw
That's
that. I was like, how dare you stand where Jiren stood?
That's
He was already wearing the clothes. Oh, give up.
just fan service then.
They really are. That's tough.
Timu Jiren, crazy.
And now this throws out this like if you really get in the weeds because this came before Super Saiyan God technically, which is kind of another annoying part about all of this.
I still think, look, you could still give this to Broly. You can still give it to him because maybe he just can't get God Key.
How are you gonna give him the magic that you need though?
Dragon
Why
Ball.
would he use Super Saiyan 4 in Super? Why?
I don't know. He's probably gonna get some power up at some point.
Like he's gonna get the pop. He's gonna like obviously we're still 2-3 forms away from it.
Hey,
It's like-
our logic. Hey, we're not saying don't.
Nah, Daima's good. I think Daima's good. I'm not.
I do enjoy what we've gotten, but
I think Daima's good.
I'm just making fun of the designs. I'm just be honest. The design choices, I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan of Super Saiyan 4 and how it looks. I'm gonna be honest.
They said stuff in Daima will play an effect in Super later. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, Super Saiyan.
maybe
Wait,
they find another. Maybe go to another universe and you find a Namekian who can do it in Universe 6. I don't fucking know. Like, hey, let's not pretend like they haven't used
Yeah.
Super Dragon Balls before for a frivolous wish.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure. Let's go Super Saiyan 4 just to get our ass whooped by a nigga with Ultra Instinct. Sure.
Hey man.
If they give it to Broly,
Maybe
I don't
Whis,
know.
maybe Whis is has the same magic. Maybe he can do the thing. You know. Hey man, Dragon Ball. What do we expect from Dragon Ball? They have Black Frieza. Like they chill it. They just
True.
so.
Oh, like Frieza, man. That's what I'm saying.
Because when I saw that, I was just like, why? Why?
Because you're only strong. Nah, let me chill.
They literally they said we're gonna bring Frieza back as the main villain for the 4th time in this series.
I don't think he's going to be the main villain. I think it's a pump fake. I'm not going to lie to you.
We'll see. But all right, before we get to the let's get negative portion, it's time to have the conversation. We'll see how long it goes because we're already 2 hours in.
Invincible?
The Invincible.
I'm an episode behind.
I just watched a recent episode today. I was watching it while I was in lunch break. That episode was good, I'll be honest. Hey, I want to start off by saying this because I came up here, said I didn't watch season 2. Are we on season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch season 2 because Mark always got his ass beat, man. It wasn't moving me, man. Mark still always gets his ass beat. That has not changed. They would stay getting his ass whooped. However, the story is cooking, man. It's cooking crazy right now. So many different dynamics, and we finally got Mark and Eve. We were just waiting for the Mark and Eve moment.
So
Yeah.
I was right about the recommendation about telling you to catch up.
Oh yeah, it was good. Very, very good. You were definitely bonus points.
I'll at least say this, Riddell. At least it seems like in this season, Mark is getting his ass beat by choice. He's taking a conscious decision to hold back this season.
Mhm.
It's not like he's just getting his ass whooped because he don't know what he's doing.
Especially in the recent episode, Miles, that you're about to watch, he got his ass beat. But like, literally, what you said is exactly why he was getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
Every time I see Immortal on screen, I just get annoyed.
Oh, I hate Immortal. I hate Immortal so much. He's
Bro,
such a whiny little.
No. All right,
that
this
name.
is where I have to cape for him a little bit, a tiny bit. I don't like Immortal.
Dude is a government. Oh, I hate him.
The reason why is one of my favorite antagonists of all time. Also has an Immortal plotline. So I'm gonna keep for him from that perspective, and it's the main villain in Gintama actually. Okay. So we have to realize, even though Immortal sucks, living that long is like torture. It's absolutely torture because you are living past everybody. You are constantly falling in love, and then living past your love, living past your children, and it's just a cycle. Like when you catch Miles, do you care about spoilers?
Nope.
Okay,
so that's cool.
And the next episode, we're gonna see Immortal again. So this is a big spoiler for that episode. So in that episode, Mark actually goes to the future, and there's a king running that world. We find out that it's Immortal that's running it, and we find out that he was doing that because Mark told him.
It's like a different reality future, though. It's not like their direct future, Miles.
But it's definitely a potential timeline, of course. So with that said, he was living so long that he forgot like everybody he knew except Mark, and he just went insane because of how long he's been alive. Like I understand how terrible that would be for someone to live that long. So that's why
he turned into Super Hitler.
He did. He absolutely turned into Super.
He turned into Super. When's curfew? Anytime you're outside. Curfew is 24/7.
Yeah, and also I will make this distinguish, and then I'm gonna let you guys cook. The difference between a Viltrumite and Immortal in this situation is that they have other Viltrumites they can live with. Immortal has himself, and that's it. He has no family, he has no loved ones. They all die. Viltrumites can literally just make other Viltrumites and live forever with them. He can't do that. So it's not the same.
DMs if you want, bro. It ain't like they hard to find.
You said what?
You can slide it. You can slide in some Viltrumite DMs, and this was on the planet. I didn't see you do nothing.
These Viltrumites are evil. What do you mean slide in their DMs? What are you talking about? They ain't gonna reciprocate. They're gonna conquer the world.
They barely
reciprocate. If he tells them I'm an immortal being, they're gonna try to procreate with him.
They're gonna try to dissect him,
and they're also gonna try to procreate with him because that's what Viltrumites do.
They need to.
They literally they're like, oh, he's a superior life form, not superior to them, but oh, he's a special life form.
He has a superior trait, yeah.
Yeah, so we need to mate with him to see what happens when we mix Viltrumite blood with his blood.
Which is a possibility, but then at that point, Immortal would have to just succumb to the Viltrumite way.
It's not like he can fight them. Well, he's gonna be their slave.
His life. You're basically saying his life sucks anyway. That's what you're saying. Regardless of what situation, his life is gonna suck.
Bro,
hey, that's what I'm saying. His life is not easy. His life.
I understand that he has immortality, whatever, blah blah blah. But the minute anybody with Viltrumite DNA is out of earshot, you would have thought bro was Superman. The way he talked to people, I don't like that. Oh, he's being nice to Mark. Man, if Mark wanted to, you'd be a stain on the pavement.
But outside of Mark, he's like Superman.
Yeah, like you're first of all, you're a massive hypocrite. Oh, your girl don't even like you enough to tell you that she still got one of her left. She had one person, the ultimate secret. Oh yeah, I suffer just as much as you have. Whatever you say, Duplicate. You was the only person who wasn't 10 toes down when everybody else was. Rex did not have a hand, and he was still throwing bows. Meanwhile, one of your clones was in Paris or wherever, getting a beignet, whatever the hell you are. You weren't 10 toes down like everybody
what's
else.
wrong with that, Random?
I'm gonna have to throw a fishing line again. I'm not gonna lie.
Random,
I
what's
understand that she can
actually
feel
wrong
that.
with that?
Look, when you're gonna come up and say you've suffered, which you have, because you do remember all the stuff, which you have.
She feels it. She feels all the deaths. She feels all the deaths.
Great, absolutely great. Rex feels it too.
Okay,
Rex feels it too. And Rex only got one life, and he's still like, fuck it, I'm standing up. I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding from this just because I can die. I'm not hiding.
What purpose would her last clone being there and getting killed serve?
Then just don't do it. Go make clones and not fight. It's fine.
No, Random.
It's fine.
No.
What Duplicate doing anyway? Besides fucking Immortal.
Nah, that's nasty. She definitely helps in fights. Come on. She does. She
contributes, but at the end of the day, she's going to make sure she can come back because she can. Why wouldn't she do that? That's like a really nitpicky. That's really nitpicky. Because if we all had that power, I'm pretty sure we'd all do the same thing. So I don't know why we're acting like what she's doing.
No, I would not be a hero
at all.
No, it's almost like
but you know what I'm saying, Riddell. I have a copy of myself stowed away somewhere too. I do the same thing.
Yeah, if like Naruto can only use shadow clones, it would make sense for like him to have a shadow clone away from the fight. Or if like all the shadow clones equaled him, that would make sense for him to have a host away or something like that. That's just practical.
No,
I just don't. I look.
If your whole team, like, say your whole team just gets blown up by like a bomb or something.
Like, look. Obviously, you hear. I just don't like him. If you're at this point, I'm like, I don't really like anybody who associate with Immortal either. I think his thing just hurt other characters on the show. I think.
No, I'm sorry. She a hoe. She's not a hoe, but she is a hoe. But she.
I mean, she is though.
I mean, I just
out here cheating on Immortal, and he never know.
The great thing about Invincible, I think it's fine to dislike a lot of characters. I think it's fine to like a lot of characters, but you understand where a lot of characters are coming from, which is my thing in this with Kate. The fact that she can feel all her deaths, like that's the reason why her and Immortal can understand each other, because nobody can understand what they go through. I'll be honest. It's other than her brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multi can, yeah.
That nigga in prison.
Dude, a crash out, bro. Oh my god.
People say this man is going to prison.
Straight crash out.
But at the same time, he did not keep that same energy for his own who basically did worse shit.
Cool.
Y'all being mad at Immortal but sparing Cecil is sad, bro.
Oh,
Kai, you cooked same time. You see, that's why we locked in, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Cecil's whole place came from a place of fear. Like it was all fear based, which I understand it, but still a pussy ass way to move. The thing that at the end of the day, he knew from jump that Omni-Man was lying, because we see in the flashback when he first meets Omni-Man, they knew from the jump that Omni-Man was lying immediately. So what does he do when he meets Mark? He feels Mark out immediately. So he knows Mark is not a bad dude. He knows he's low-key been grooming Mark since he met Mark to be like the anti-Omni-Man. He's been prepping him since the beginning. So knowing that he's had all this information, knowing that he's low-key been grooming Mark since the beginning to be the next Omni-Man, or to be like the actual person to fight against Omni-Man, and you guys get into a disagreement, and you
take it to that level. He took it to 10. He took it to 10.
Like, you guys are arguing. Was Mark in the wrong with the argument? A little bit, yes. But at the same time, you know that he was emotional and he had a personal issue with it because of how it affected his friends and his loved ones and stuff like that. So what do? Maybe you reason with him first. Maybe you let him crash out a little bit, and then you have a conversation with it.
Kai, you put it. I want to address what Kai said. I said the same thing to Ty last week. Whenever there's a fate plot line or a destiny thing involved, the more you try to stop it, the more it happens. What Cecil is doing is not preventing anything from happening. He's pushing Mark further in that direction.
Mm-hmm. It was
I don't
evil
know
because, like,
why he feels that confident in talking to a man like that. Okay, so check this. He finds out, he uses the thing in his head. Mark runs to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay,
you told him to
whether
leave.
yeah, the one people that you know on your planet, if you have any chance, obviously we know they don't have a chance. We know that. The one people who have a chance to stop Mark if he ever goes crazy. Your actions effectively split the team up.
Yes.
They split the team up. They to the point where God, he's so justified in having some kind of deterrent. He's so justified he is to have some kind of deterrent. And the fact that he showed all his cards, then you talk so
Be
reckless.
upfront, random. Fuck that. No, yeah, you want to have a deterrent? Sure, be upfront about it. You know who Mark is. Yo, I understand. I know you're not going to turn, but we need to have a safeguard for us. We saw what your dad did, and we know what you can do too.
Yeah, and
just for our safety, let us have a deterrent. And I'm sure Mark would oblige. He'd be mad. It might even take some time, but he would oblige because Mark knows what he can do.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the whole situation was about Cecil's control. Because what did he say? He's like, you can't just barge in here. Then they argue a little bit. He's like, you need to leave. Mark says, fine. Because Cecil didn't like how he left. Because Mark left angry. And so what does he do? He pushes the button again. And then he's like, get back here. You literally just said the last sentence you said was, you need to leave. And then your next sentence is, get back here. And then he goes to his friends, the only closest people to him. And you're like, oh, now he's going to his friends. Like, he's never going to tell them. Like, he's just supposed to be silent about you having a bomb.
I don't know how he thought that Mark wasn't going to tell nobody about it.
Let's beat up. Mark told them, let's beat all these niggas up now. Let's beat them all up. Like, what?
And then you're telling them to shut the fuck up because they're like, yo, why are you attacking our friend with no explanation? You're like, stand down. What?
And also the fact that the one time they see Mark vulnerable is the one guy that they work for is hurting him. And nobody understands anything because your dumbass doesn't at least even want to try to explain the situation. And then you're like, you're arrogant, like your father. Man.
Yeah, he's just throwing insults the whole time. Like,
and at one point where Mark could have been like, bro, I could kill you right now. I could kill you right now.
I would have killed him.
That would have been the worst thing you could have done on that situation.
I'm saying me.
Let the android nigga be in charge. Let the android nigga be in charge.
You want to fuck with my head without telling me and I'm a good person? I'll just kill you.
Without Cecil, that would be cooked. But I
want to be the villain. I'll be the villain.
No, I understand what you're saying. My thing is, okay, let me throw out a little devil's advocate because I've already said on the show that I understand Cecil's logic. I agree with his logic. I just don't like how he handled the Mark situation. I didn't like it at all. But that said, in this situation, I do think you guys are being a little bit too fair to Mark because I don't think Mark was very understanding in that circumstance. Because in the circumstance when he tried to explain, I think multiple parties tried to explain that these things are here for a reason, and those things very clearly, very apparently were controlled and saved everybody's life. Because let's be honest, Mark and Eve failed. Absolutely. They did not win the fight. They absolutely failed. Mark and this is to what's it freaking Rock dude of all people. Like, it's him that's it blew Mark's mind so much. He's like, you're not supposed to win. Like him, out of all the people, him that's beating me. Like if Cecil didn't get involved, they would have died. They would have lost to this guy. So this was an absolute failure that forced Cecil's hand, of course, to send out those droids and to send out Black Batman, right? So in that situation, it's very obvious what they were there to do. Everybody understood what those things were there to do. They saved everybody's life. Even when Mark was beating the crap out of those things, they never fought back. And Mark still was like, everybody was saying these things, and he still charged to him. Cecil was trying to explain, and so Mark was saying, I don't care. They both need to go back to prison. He was not changing his mind. I don't think anything was going to change his mind. Now, with that said, when they were in the room and all the things were around, that did not help the situation. All those robots surrounding Mark did not help the situation at all. But I think Cecil's actions were wrong. I also don't think Mark would have changed his mind in that moment at all. And I don't know exactly what Cecil could have done other than say, "Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to put them back in prison for Mark to leave." Because I don't know what else the scenario would have been. I don't think Mark would have changed.
At the same time, Riddell, you know that bomb in his ear is making him incapacitated and he can't fight back and he's just rolling in pain. What's the point of having all those zombies jump his ass while he's already incapacitated?
I'm already there with you.
down
That
on him,
was
yeah.
wild. Absolutely, that was wild. I'm there.
The crazy part is
Also, what do we realistically think Mark would have done? He wouldn't have killed those two villains.
He wasn't
Or
going
former
to.
villains. He wasn't
Even
going to
though-
kill them. He wasn't going to kill
gonna
Cecil.
He
It would have been
wasn't
a
gonna kill.
disagreement.
Black Batman, he wasn't going to kill. Now, the scientist,
But he doesn't know where the
He almost killed
scientist
his
is.
boy. He almost
He
killed
doesn't
his
know where the
boy.
scientist
I
is.
think you don't think he would have searched for him. He would have
Well,
100%
searched, but-
searched for him.
They have teleporters. They could teleport his ass anywhere on the planet.
That's not making anything better if you're just hiding him now. Mark is gonna get more pissed.
You were already hiding him. He didn't know he existed until you told him.
Yeah, you didn't know.
So
He did.
my thing is, I think Mark was more unreasonable than you guys are saying, but I also think Cecil was way more unreasonable than Mark in the situation.
Sure.
I agree. Now, when it comes to his brother,
Oh Jesus!
because that's what I really want to talk about. I want to talk about his
That's
brother.
what happens when you.
I
when a kid
went in
has
last
the power of
week.
Superman.
That little boy.
This is
needed
what happens
that.
when you gentle parent, y'all. This is what happens when you gentle parent. He
I said it. Lonnie, you.
This
He
is-
need that ass whoop.
he needs that ass whoop.
He need an ass
He
whoop.
does not understand consequences. He doesn't understand. He understands the concept of right and wrong, but he doesn't understand the weight of it. Because objectively what he was saying was not incorrect, but he doesn't have the depth or mental or emotional knowledge or capacity to understand his actions fully.
What he was saying was incorrect. They kill each other, so why does it matter? We can just kill them.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
they're gonna. That's terrible.
the
logic.
villain to me, he was cooking a little bit, but at the same time, he does not know what he's saying or doing at the same
I
time.
think he knows what he's saying.
I mean, he got it.
I think he knows what he's saying. I think he knows exactly what he's doing, and as long as it's people that he likes and loves, he's going to do what he feels is necessary in order to protect them. And in his mindset, he thinks that's good.
That's a mindset and arrogance of an 8-year-old, especially an 8-year-old with his ability. Like that's what's gonna happen without a father figure to like really shape him and teach him right from wrong. Because Mark is busy objectively, and the mom he's not gonna connect to the human mom in that type of way. So
He could listen though. That's the thing. He doesn't listen. He don't listen to Mark. He don't listen to his mom. He doesn't listen to anybody. He wants to do what he wants to do. You're saying that he's 8, but he wants to act like he's 18. He just needs to listen. Everything that happened in that episode 2 could have been avoided, or 3, if he listened. Go home. Don't stick around. I would have stopped the nuke and I would have stopped the brothers. But since you don't want to listen, you killed them. Not only did he kill them by choice. It wasn't a mistake. He tried to compare his situation to Mark's, where Mark overpowered the punch and killed somebody. He intentionally killed those brothers. And he knew what he was doing. He didn't slip. He killed them. Both of them.
That's what happens when you do bad. Like he said,
both of them.
And he walked one down when he surrendered.
He literally gave up.
Yeah, Oliver is crashing out. I will be somewhat hopeful that the only reason why I can be hopeful is because I can't believe I'm saying this, but that recent episode, Miles, that GOAT Nolan, Nolan did some things in that recent episode, boy. Because Nolan switched around. That's why you gotta resonate. There, you can't logic your way with a kid. It just won't happen. They won't understand.
My belt got a lot of logic in it.
he needs a Viltrumite belt.
And he may, but from that interaction between Oliver when Mark was chasing him down, I'm low-key concerned that Oliver will eventually become stronger than Mark. So he's gonna get.
He said, "Damn, I don't remember him being this fast."
Yeah, it's not. It's not going to be great. But Oliver, you definitely need to connect to his emotions, which is a good thing that he has a motherly figure that's there for sure. So maybe I don't know what the route will be. Will it be Mark has to kill Oliver? Will it be Oliver gets saved and teams up with Nolan and Mark? What will happen when Nolan shows back up in this story? There's like, I don't know exactly what Oliver's role is, but I do think you can save him. I do believe
I agree.
he saved him.
I know you don't. I know you don't read comics, Riddell, but I think at the end of this season, you're gonna want to read the rest of the season because you don't know. You don't know what. I know a random knows what's happening, and maybe Miles. But there's been an Easter egg that they do every single episode, and when that arc hits, bro, it's gonna break the internet. It's gonna break the internet when that arc hits. I mean, Invincible's already like leading, like trending on nonstop. But the arc that they've been dropping the Easter eggs for.
The one thing that people like really attack Invincible for is its animation. I was like, okay,
Which I don't think the animation this season is bad.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people attack. I'm like, okay, but then I'm like, okay, so what do you want it to look like? Arcane? Amazon ain't spending that kind of money. They spend it all on the Lord of the Rings show that sucks.
Only anime fans are complaining about. Only anime fans are complaining about animation. If you used to watch like Justice League, Teen Titans, stuff like that, there's no way you're watching this and like
I don't
this.
think the animation's bad.
Also,
the Adam Eve special, they were cooking with that animation. They were.
Oh
cooking.
yeah, I watched that. That shit was fire.
That was gas.
That shit was fire. I also want to praise. I said that Goat Nolan because that recent episode was fire. That man Alan is hilarious, bro. I love that.
His glow up. His glow up from getting his ass beat in front of his girl, man. It's been legendary.
Man, Timothy, Miles.
Oh my god!
The next episode is so good. Not only do we get Nolan and Alan doing some crazy work, we get that mother effer Battle Beast back in the story.
Okay, I'll move.
So it's always Battle Beast show.
Battle Beast is just King Von. that's all.
All smoke, all day, every day.
I was consumed by a different show, so I'm gonna tap back in.
But people have been like, since a lot of people have been reading Invincible now because like they can't get enough of it. It is kind of wild to have like your second or third strongest villain or character in the verse just show up so early in the story. And someone made the perfect comparison. That's like Kingpin in Marvel hiring Thanos. Like, how does that work? How does Kingpin get Thanos to be like a bodyguard? That doesn't make any sense. Because
the man just looking for smoke.
How did he even get in? He's a street thug. How did he find? How did he find Battle Beast? How did he find Battle Beast?
Well, I mean, if you're there and he's probably wanted to fight a Viltrumite forever.
He's just a regular drug dealer. How did he find a celestial level threat?
That's who he brought. He's the one that brought Battle Beast, Kingpin, or the Kingpin-esque person.
Yeah, the Electro dude in the first season.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They left him hired Battle Beast.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he's like the second or third strongest person in the whole verse.
His bag
makes no sense.
His bag is super crazy.
Yeah, he got the interstellar bag, bro. He said, "Hey, how much you need, man?"
It's like your local plug hiring freaking Thanos or Doc. It doesn't make any sense.
I think Battle Beast is strongest in the show.
You can make Thrag. And those, and his hairline memes have been going crazy.
You saw, his
barber memes have been going crazy the past few weeks.
My favorite one is there's 50 Viltrumites on Earth. The other 48 are protecting Thrag's barber. That boy got an immaculate lineup. I don't know who that man is.
Have you seen what Thrag looks like?
The general?
Yeah.
The one that shows up to take Nolan, right?
No. He's like the king of the Viltrumites. Just type in like Thrag Invincible and just look at his hairline. And it's like the most immaculate shit you've ever seen.
Thrag is cold.
No, I'm just waiting for his appearance in the show.
Yeah, he has to have like a Viltrumite do-rag on at all times. He has to. It's crazy.
If he if you could get Norman Osborn's waves, he'd be the most dangerous motherfucker alive.
Mm-hmm. I will say, the real selling point for me for this show is what will Mark's answer be in terms of what it means to be good. they keep on playing, obviously. Doesn't mean that you don't kill people, doesn't mean you kill certain people, doesn't mean you forgive certain people. Like Mark has no idea. He is a blank canvas that's trying to figure out what it means to be good. And the interesting part about it is that in every universe, basically, Mark is evil, except this one. So that is going to be interesting to see. And it's mostly going to be dependent on who stays alive next to him. Like, is Eve going to survive till the end? Nolan eventually is going to return. His mother, Oliver, and Cecil. Like, the characters around him will determine like who Mark becomes at this point, because like he's a blank canvas. He does not know what his direction is at the moment. But I'm curious to see what he chooses to do.
And Mark's wife is a saint because, like, in hindsight, wasn't like Nolan only gone for like 3 months or something like that? So
Yeah,
imagine,
but-
like, I'm just saying. So just imagine, like, in her mind, in her perspective, my husband just called me a pet on national TV, dipped, and then 3 months later, I find out he had a kid,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the kid has nowhere to go,
And I'm raising it.
and now I'm raising.
W moms,
And
bro.
he killing motherfuckers.
And now he's killing him.
And I can't even beat him.
And
He
he's
got so
flying around my damn house.
And she's he got her arm chopped off while dealing with all this shit. Like, she goes through it. She goes through it. Shout out W
But
mom.
she has this special quality of being able to handle these superpowers. Remember when Mark was like, "How about you make me?" And then my mom would have swung. If I was Mark, she would have swung anyway. But the fact that she just kind of like, so just because you got powers, she basically gaslights him into like backing down. And I'm like, oh, she been doing this a lot. Because I understand that Nolan chose Debbie, but you know there were some points where Debbie was gaslighting the fuck out of him. Like, you don't just, because she should have been way more like she just finds a way to snake through all these ridiculously powerful people in her life. And she's just like, yeah, I like that. She's like, oh, so you think just because you got all these powers, you think you're the shit? And she just talks them down. I'm like, damn. I don't know how many people, like Lois Lane would have fucked that up.
Don't you enough?
Oh, if we're talking Lois Lane from the newest animated show, she would have fucked
Lois
that up.
Lane, Mary Jane, none of them. They would have just went and got captured by
Mary
somebody.
Jane toxic. What are we talking about?
They would have just went and got captured by somebody. You know how they rock.
Mary Jane toxic as hell.
Lois Lane, she just jumps out of a building saying, "Hey, catch me."
Yeah, you know. That's how they do it.
That's so rude.
Keep him on his toes, man. Keep him on his toes.
Have y'all
Or-
seen that?
Or
Was
you're
it Spider-Man? Have y'all seen when I think him they were gonna get married? He like proposes to her, and she's like, "Do you really love me?" He's like, "Yeah," and then she just jumps off the building, like, "Prove it."
That was Spider-Man and
He has
Superman.
to catch her.
That's wild.
That's Spider-Man and Superman, which is stupid.
That new one was horrendous when she, like, at that point. Okay, maybe you have a Miles. I could believe that you are Superman. I could believe it, but ain't no fucking point in my life I'm like, all right, I'm kicking it with Miles in New York City. I'm about to jump on the subway track and be like, hey, bro, help me out. like, how dumb is that? How dumb is that? Even if you did have the powers, because you know what you do right after you save me, like, I would expect you to look at me as one of the dumbest people you've ever seen in your life. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it's dumb as fuck.
Nah, I'm
Dumb
with
as
you.
hell.
What's the next topic?
Well, Kai really asked real quick how we feel about Mark's new suit.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either, but this is him. Like,
It lacks personality.
I think this is just him trying to figure himself out before he puts back the OG suit again.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
fair.
He also looks like a villain, to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah, he got a villain
Bobby
vibe.
killed him, Rihanna, man. That boy followed his dad's playbook word for word, bar for bar. Go back and look.
Before we move on, I want to shout out one person. This guy went from a character I did not like to arguably
I
being
know.
top 3 right now.
Yep.
That boy Rex is him,
That
bro.
boy
I
Rex.
fuck with Rex.
Rex is
That's
him.
a face turn right there, bro.
That is a fact.
Face turn right there.
You want all good things for Rex.
Man, I love the fact that he's cleaning up. He's like, man, fuck this. Shut the fuck up, Immortal. And I'm like, yeah, Rex. You
fucking tell him.
Bro, man.
And he's like, who fucking go with me to go kick with Invincible?
But you joking, but no, he's showing like real leadership qualities. He's standing on business. Like, it's a massive turn from him just
And
being
he's
a prick.
trying. Like the thing
He
is,
was a
he's
prick
trying.
before.
Yeah.
He's like a real
Ever since
person
he got shot in the head. He's been the GOAT, man. He's just been
And
him.
I like the new girl that he gonna get too, man. You know, I fuck with it.
Let's show.
I'm proud of him. I'm real proud of him because I was like, man, fuck Rex and every hood he claimed in the first season. God, I hated that dude.
Shout out Rex, bro. Shout out him.
Your girl cheated with Immortal. Couldn't be me, nigga.
All right. Final 2 segments. You know what? Just to get everybody in the mood. Let's get negative. We have 2 things to get negative about. First thing, of course, being apparently Captain America's new movie. And the second thing being about Marvel Rivals tripping. So, what do you want to start off?
Let's just get Captain America out the way. Just get it out the way.
You seen it, right, Lonnie?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't be a devil's advocate today.
I want to set the stage first and foremost. When I'm not talking about acting, I'm not talking about the cinematography, because a lot of those things Marvel is going to consistently nail every single time, right? You're not going to have a bad Marvel film that has a bad script or anything like that. Listen, man, I'm black too. Anthony Mackie does not have the aura to be Captain America. Respectfully, he's getting his ass beat by regular niggas. He's getting his ass beat by sound. So you set this whole stage of him getting beat up by niggas who are like, it's literally me, Random, Lonnie, the whole panel, Riddell, we jumping him basically. Then expect me at the end of the film to believe that he's able to defeat Red fucking Hulk. Not Green Hulk, not She-Hulk, Red Hulk. The nigga that can absorb energy, the nigga that is fighting on different planets. He's going one-on-one, toe-to-toe as a regular human with Red Hulk, and he wins. Thor can't do that. Steve fucking Rogers can't do that. Iron Man can't do that. Captain Marvel can't do that. How is Anthony Mackie, Falcon Captain America, beating Red Hulk in a one-on-one confrontation? It does not make sense. He should have been killed instantly, especially when you set the film up to where he's struggling against grunts. People with batons are laying hands on him. You think he's coming at a baton to Steve Rogers? Listen, I hate Cap. I don't like Steve Rogers. I think he's a hyper gymnast. I have all of the slander for. That's a different convo. If I pull up on Captain America, Steve Rogers with a fucking baton, he's breaking my baton in half and he's breaking my fucking spine instantly. I'm cool.
Miles, what did he say? I should have taken that fucking serum.
He said it like 5 times.
He said I should have taken the serum.
I don't know why you turned down the serum in the first place. I
don't want to argue from a Dean perspective because I think what they're trying to do, Captain America was somebody that the people could believe in. They aspire to be like you because you're normal. Yeah, that's fucking cool. But Marvel, y'all have to do a better job at selling it to me. Because you're not losing to a nigga with a baton in one fight and then beating the Red Hulk. I'm sorry.
He was hurting the Red Hulk.
He was beating, bro, Lonnie, quiet as cat. He was beating that nigga ass. He was beating Red Hulk ass.
While the Red Hulk was diffing him.
He was beating Red Hulk ass. Quiet as cat. As a regular nigga.
At the same time, also didn't make sense because his equipment couldn't handle Red Hulk's strikes. Like it was breaking down, because the Wakandans, they gave him like a better, they gave him like a vibranium Falcon suit, and the vibranium Falcon suit couldn't handle the Red Hulk's punches. They couldn't handle it.
He punched that shit. That shit was shaking. He's like, I can't even release this energy. I don't know what's gonna happen if I release this. That's how hard he punched him. Lonnie, I thought the plot was ass. The entire plot of the movie. So they tried to recreate the Winter Soldier hype and get a Zemo-esque villain who's not strong because, mind you don't have a superpowered hero now. So you have to find a way to introduce niggas who are just strong enough to be a factor, but not strong enough to overpower him. I thought the villain was ass. I thought John Esposito, bless his soul, he was there for no reason. I don't understand why he was in the film. The only thing this movie did right was set up the future. We got a new Hulk, we got a new Black Widow, we got a new Falcon, and we have a quote-unquote new Captain America. Outside of that,
and we have adamantium.
And we have adamantium. So we might see some more experimentation with that. The plot was ass, the pacing was ass, the settings. These niggas are literally fighting in the White House, on an aircraft carrier, and on the White House again. There's no cool settings or locations. Nothing about this film screamed the Marvel cares about this character. You want to convince me this is the new Captain America? Then convince me. People are saying this, and my mic is falling apart. That's what happens when I get mad. People are convincing me to give Marvel time. They're going to flesh out the universe. I am not moved because even these new characters that are introduced don't move me. This new bitch, she's not going to be Black Widow. She's not. She is not going to be Natasha Romanoff.
She didn't need to be in the movie. She didn't need to be in the movie.
She didn't do anything.
If you take her out,
why would they
take her out the movie, nothing changes.
Why would they introduce a new Black Widow if they already have her sister?
She's in Thunderbolts.
Her sister's in Thunderbolt with Taskmaster in them. They're a different team.
No, I'm just saying, like, what's the point of having
At
a
the same
Black
time,
Widow?
Because this movie is setting up, they're bringing back the Avengers.
Oh.
Yeah, they want him to remake the Avengers.
They want him to make the new Avengers as him as the captain.
Oh no.
No, but so for context, they reshot this movie 5 times.
I can tell.
And you can tell there's some monologues where it's like these conversations don't flow. Like, and what they really try to do is they try to make a Hulk sequel and a Captain America movie at the same time. Because the last Hulk movie with a different actor, with a different actor, by the way, so it's a different Hulk. So it's that storyline where like that scientist where he had Bruce Banner's blood like land on his open head, like his like that ends up being the villain for this movie. And so his power is he can do super calculations, and
they've never set that foundation ever.
Yeah, he can now do super calculations.
The villain dude. One of Hulk's he's like super smart. That's it. When the
like he has like a super smart brain. Yeah, he can do super calculations, but also I guess like he figured out a way to like everyone has like biometric things for mind control, and so he can just play a song and just mind control you to do whatever you need.
Don't let that nigga get a hold of basketball synergy. He can control any NBA player he wants just at looking up their vitals. It doesn't make any sense.
Look up their vitals. He can just look up your vitals and he just can mind control you off rip. Oh, this is your blood pressure. This is your breathing rate. Now I can just mind control you, which was stupid. It was used stupidly too. So he had no aura. He was doing it just to expose the president who's going to be Red Hulk.
That's the whole plot of the movie.
He just wants to make him look like a monster.
This guy's Red Hulk. I made him Red Hulk. I want y'all to see he's Red Hulk. So I'm going to start a war with Japan and break up a peace treaty. I'm going to kill innocent civilians. I'm going to kill soldiers fighting for our country just to make this one nigga turn into Red Hulk so everybody can see it. All because he didn't pardon me when he became president.
He's a monster too, because he was the general in the Hulk movie that like went after the Hulk, and he was the general that like went after Captain America.
So I would recommend if you plan on watching this film, if you need a refresher, watch 08 Hulk.
Yeah, but he's also the general that went after the Avengers when the government went after the Avengers. He's that same general.
Yes.
So, but they just replaced him with Howard or whatever. So, yeah. So that's that point, and then
that's why he's not in this movie.
Yeah. So
the general he ended up dying in real life. That's why he's not in this.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah. So the villain, he can just control you with a song because he knows everybody, like random cops on the street. He just knows their he just knows their vitals
and just turn them at any point.
Just regular mercenaries, cops, generals, whoever. He just knows it off rip. Also, that was the worst ending credit scene I've ever seen.
Horrible
by a mile.
Horrible.
And guess what? I could say spoiler free, but guess what? There's no spoilers because you know what he said. This is what he said. Spoilers, and I'm so serious. You're not gonna get spoiled when I say this. He literally said to this new Captain America nigga, "Oh, You don't think that there's other worlds out there? You don't think that other people aren't out there in the universe? Guess what? You're gonna have to deal with them too. And that was the end of the credit. He said, "Oh, there's other people out there that you got to worry about." That's all he said.
Like
he didn't
we didn't see the first
name drop
Avengers.
anything. He didn't name drop. He said, "There's other people out there that you have to worry about."
And we already we knew.
Endgame happened.
We knew that already.
We knew there were people on other
We knew
planets
that
in the first
already, bud.
Avengers movie. The first Avengers
We
movie.
knew that already, bud.
Have you met Thor? Have you met Thor? Have you
The
met
Guardians of the
Thanos?
Galaxy. Thanos.
What are you talking about?
Brother, we knew that there's
talking
other
about?
people. Or you didn't tell me anything. You made me watch those 15. It wasn't even a mid-post. Look, it got me mad, Lonnie. It wasn't even a mid-post credit, nigga. I had to watch the whole 15-minute bullshit for that, man.
Just heard him say
Like,
there's other
come
people out in the
on.
universe. You think that you're the only people out there? There's other people in the universe. No, duh, nigga. One snapped half the planet. What are you talking about?
I don't advocate pirating. Please pirate this movie. I went for free. Please don't spend your bread.
This helps me figure
Ass.
out whether or not I go to the theaters. Because usually I go to the theaters for Marvel movies. I haven't been like dissatisfied for anyone. I honestly don't think, although the Ant-Man stuff was not the best, I don't think it was that bad. But nah, y'all making this sound like
It's bad. It's a bad movie.
All right. Well,
you might enjoy the action sequences. I enjoyed some of the action sequences. That was entertaining.
I liked it until they started to try to make him look cold. His superhero landings and all of that shit did not hit. They just didn't. He's landing down with the shield. I'm like, look at this weak ass nigga, man. I could beat that nigga ass. Every time I saw him do a superhero pose, I thought I could beat that nigga ass. Fuck that nigga. He not special. He just got a big
beat
ass
up by an
shield.
old Captain America. Remember?
He got beat up by
So like they introduced the black Captain America that was the Captain America before Captain America. So he's like old. He's like 70 now, but he still has like some super strength. But he got mind controlled for a little bit, and he whooped his ass.
He beat the brakes off that nigga.
Yo,
should have taken the serum.
Yeah, it's a very. Oh man, that's so tough. They're gonna have to hard sell. Fortunately, they still have some real dogs that they can rely on, like Daredevil. I'm confident that will cook.
Yeah, the one in the show sauce.
Yeah. Also, Winter Soldier should not be running for like a senator. That should not be happening.
Respectfully, Winter Soldier should be Captain America. Respectfully,
he should be. He should not be running for a senator. Also, he killed. He was a. He killed like. Didn't they say he killed John F. Kennedy or some shit like that?
I think he.
All right, that one.
Why are you running for senator?
I'm not as mad. He was mind controlled. I'm not as mad as that.
Still, why are you running for senator? Go save the planet.
I'm very interested in what the Thunderbolts movie is going to bring out because obviously
it's going to be the power of friendship because that's also stupid. They're fighting Sentry. They're fighting. They have none of them have powers. They have guns and they're fighting Superman.
I don't know how they fuck with him.
They're fighting. They're literally fighting Superman.
But
hey, Lonnie, this week ass nigga beat Red Hulk. Red Hulk, the same nigga that beat Juggernaut, a nigga that's powered by a god, got beat by a regular human with a shield. I'm so fucking sure.
You know what? When I saw there was Sentry, I looked at King Lion videos. I looked at some of the other comic book videos. They're just like, this is Sentry. He's invulnerable to almost anything. It's almost impossible. And none of these guys in Thunderbolts have any powers besides so it's gonna have to make some bullshit device. Or it's gonna be some power of friendship bullshit.
Well, I mean, Taskmaster don't have powers, but he's at least on par as far as like skill set with a Winter Soldier and a Captain America, as far as hand to hand and his proficiency with weapons and shit. So he's the only one I'll give a pass.
Well, everybody else is that way. In the trailer, he's turning people into shadows instantly. These niggas just have guns.
The big thing they're gonna have to do, it seems, is that they're gonna have to turn Sentry back into normal because he has two personalities. Well, there's like two beings occupying his body. So the big task is turning him back into a normal person.
Yeah, talk no jutsu his ass. That's gonna be the movie.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta talk no jutsu. It is what it is. You can't kill him because they can't kill Sentry. Sentry's gonna be like a huge core character from the series moving forward.
He is.
Hey man, talk no jutsu. Do what you gotta do. All right, with that said, it seems like Brave New World's not doing great. I am so curious to see what people are going to react to. Well, I think for the most part, I think I've seen a lot of people just not like it.
I think it's
So
like a 50 or 40 on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
yeah,
On Black History Month too, man. That's crazy.
facts.
That
Crazy.
is sad. That
That
is
is
sad,
sad.
random.
They did that for a reason, by the way.
Yeah, it's a 49 on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Let's not pretend like they didn't. They made sure it ended on this time for a reason.
A
Hey,
human
man.
beat Red Hulk. I was flabbergasted walking out of the theater.
Red Hulk.
So he just straight up hand to hand beat Red Hulk.
Riddell, I'm looking at you in your eyes, even though you at an angle. He beats Red Hulk in hand-to-hand combat, nigga. Hand to hand.
I didn't think they were gonna pull that. I didn't.
Was he getting thrown around? Yes, but at the same time, he beat Red Hulk.
That's not. If you know, like, Hulk lore is one thing. If you know Red Hulk lore, that's inconceivable. The
Even
nigga
with
beat
She-Hulk.
Thor. The nigga beat Juggernaut. He's beating like top niggas in the Marvel verse.
The way that he beat Red Hulk, She-Hulk wouldn't have lost. She-Hulk wouldn't have lost.
She
to that.
wouldn't have.
She would have got right up and been fine.
That's insane.
Yo, that's so tough. Like, we went from like all these crazy characters for the levels to get like super high, and now everything seems grounded, like super grounded again. It's like, bro, our verse just got weaker. It's crazy. Other than Thor, whatever he's doing. And
Well, I
whatever
mean,
Hulk is doing.
he's raising that girl, right?
Yeah,
We don't even need Thor. We got a nigga that could be Hulk.
true.
We don't need him.
Shout out. All right, let's get negative. Let's talk about Marvel Rivals, man.
So doing some research is not as bad as I originally thought. I thought it was like the people that we see in the videos all the time that explain everything. I thought they got laid off. No, like they're in China chilling. But at the same time, this has been happening across the video game industry, which is terrible. Like these layoffs, like they're hurting the bottom line at the end of the day. They don't the video game franchise has become one of the most disgusting realms in terms of the
shit industry. It's a shit industry.
It's a shit industry. Like it became at first, video games like they appeal to the fans, they appeal to the community, they appeal to like the love of video games. Now it's just a straight all about money. It's all about money, and it's hurting their product at the end of the day. Ubisoft is the prime example. They're super greedy, and their product is ass, and they're just riding their reputation into the ground.
If shadows don't work, they're gonna die. They were almost bought by Tencent, by the way.
Wow.
But the Ubisoft founder still wanted control of what Ubisoft makes, and that's why Tencent said no.
Yeah, so
They were
the
almost
family
bought.
that owns Ubisoft is really the reason why everything's going to shit. But they'll run it into the ground in a few years. It's fine. Yes, like you said, those games aren't about fun anymore. It's all about money. That's why they want to increase prices on everything. That's why everything is like, oh, how can we get more and more money out of this? So, yeah, I don't think that, especially with like what we found out what this development team in Seattle did and how they contributed a lot and how they found a lot of different ways to like help progress like the designs for characters and things like that, to just let them go. I don't know.
It's a bad omen for sure. It's a bad omen.
Especially when you got Overwatch straight up. The director of Overwatch or leader of Overwatch straight up said, "Yeah, man, they're competition. Like we had to step our game up."
Overwatch update is fire, by the way. Just saying.
So like for them to come back and say and do this at a time where like you haven't even hit your stride yet. You haven't even hit your stride yet as a game. Like right now, everything you've been doing has been working, right? Even though the new things and everybody's saying it's about to be dive meta in Rivals because of all the changes that they've made, but you have a chance to like right now. Like, what's the right way to say it? Overwatch to me is like it's like too big to fail, but you can take the damn torch and be so far ahead that you're just laughing at them. And now you've given Overwatch a chance to come back with this. And whether or not you think you can honestly survive whatever Marvel Rivals is now by firing this entire Seattle team, is this really worth it? When right now you have a chance to fully fully grab the throne and sit on it and be like, this is ours until Overwatch can. What like now you said maybe one day I'll check it out, but now Overwatch is finally fighting back in a way that's actually substantial.
Oh no, it's really good.
Okay.
It's really like I wouldn't lie, bro. The PvE aspect, they still didn't deliver on that, and it's only like a chapter long. It's a fraction of what they promised. But the multiplayer update with the ability to change how the characters get different perks along the course of a game, that's a game changer.
It's a shame it only took them this long to do it. Because that shit pissed me off. That shit really.
As soon as they're like, oh, hey, maybe we'll finally get the PV that they promised years ago that they decided to scrap. Maybe they'll unscrap it. Who knows?
I'm not as forgiving with those things, but
I'm not either. But hey, our rival is still cooking because Human Torch looks gas, and the Thing looks like some gas too. So I'm excited for this weekend.
We need some new maps. I saw one new map in the trailer. We need a couple more maps, man. It's getting stale.
Oh, and they got to fix the comp system. I'm tired. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this. I was at 94 out of 100 to get the Grandmaster. Worst team of my life. 93 out of 100. Worst team of my life.
Y'all really think it's rigged?
Bro, it has to be. Because every 2-3 matches, I go on a winning streak. Then next thing you know, someone on my team goes like 0 for 17. I'm like, how is this even possible? How are you Diamond 1? I don't believe you.
My only thing that I'm gonna say is if I'm playing a game because I'm in platinum right now, I'm trying to get to plat 2, and I'm about to get to plat 2, and then somebody just straight up quits the game. I understand, like, bro, the game, it no matter what, like in my specific example, we're playing domination. It's close, Miles. It's 1-1 close, and at the start of the third round, this motherfucker quits. Just quits.
Yo, that happened. I still ended up winning the game,
and I understand
that happened to me.
Don't take 20 away from me because now we're at a disadvantage. I'm not saying that you don't, but it feels like I'm unfairly punished because that dude quit.
Yeah, I would say like take away like 5, just make it a little bit more.
That's horrendous. That's because if I win, I'm not getting the extra bonus of winning 5 on 6, but I'm getting punished like we're playing 6 on 6, and that's not what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been able to play as much recently because of my schedule, but freaking, I was on Diamond 3, fucking kept on getting the worst fucking teammates, and I got D rank crazy. So now I'm in plat limbo at the moment, and it just be blowing my mind how some people are in a certain tier with other people, and there's just a massive skill difference. I'm like.
You got to understand, though, y'all, that plat and that diamond range is where the most people fall in, though. So you're going to get the highest variance of, like, this guy's a fucking bot and this guy doesn't belong here, just because that's where the most people are going to fall. One sheller out of there is smooth sailing.
Yeah, I mean,
I was in plat 2 and I ranked down to plat 3, but I also, I haven't been playing as much as I have been. But now that I'm fully committed to playing again, it's just like, god damn, bro.
I honestly think I could get to Celestial, especially with how I dominate these Diamond 1 lobbies. Like I really make Diamond 1 my bitch, but I just
the people.
Some of these teammates, bro.
I've been on Fortnite, so I haven't touched Marvel. I've just been playing Fortnite. I've been waiting for something to shake up the game because I got bored of Marvel Rivals. I know a lot of people haven't. I was bored.
I'm not gonna hold you. I was a little bit too. Obviously, I mean, Dynasty Wars came out, but then after I was done with that, it was like, damn, let me go back on Marvel, and nothing's really changed. Like I love the Fantastic Four map. I really like the Convoy map. I love that map.
Yeah, sure.
But like they do need to add more maps.
No, they do. I agree.
Plus that Rocket League game mode. I like that too. I was playing the fuck out of that before it ended.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Then everybody found out Star-Lord was OP, and then
I just used Black Widow, and the fact that she could just fucking sprint.
Yeah, her and Star-Lord. That's all you see.
So when I was Iron Fist, I'm just playing defense because there's nothing else I can do.
Yeah, and there's also that game mode where choose a hero and just fight against everybody else in like a little battle royale type setting.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dope. Anything else?
No. I hope y'all ready for Dark Meta though.
Oh my god, boys, we back!
I saw they buffing Iron Fist. I think that's all I'm
the hell out of Iron Fist. Like Iron Fist does not need
all this extra health, bro. Like,
They're
they're giving him a lot of health.
I haven't seen no patch notes. They fixed Black Panther.
I don't see anything on Black Panther.
I didn't see it, but I wasn't really looking at it.
They need to fix Black Panther.
But Thor's also got a decent buff too.
His buff is crazy. The Awakening runes, I did see that. It's no longer on a cooldown. That's fire.
Oh, that is fire.
Black Panther needs to get fixed.
Moon Knight got a little buff where with his team up, now he can heal in that little invisibility thing too, which is
really?
Yeah.
It makes sense because when he
And they both Iron Man. For what?
He needed it.
Did he? Well, he's only good. He's really good when you have Hulk.
But it's so conditional though. You get what I'm like? Without Hulk, he's not good at all. With Hulk, he's low key. He's up there. He becomes really good.
Yeah, but now you're giving him a buff. Now he's gonna be even. Now with Hulk, he's gonna be even more.
There's quite a few characters that are only good. Nah, the person that got a buff obviously is Black Widow. Like Black Widow's unusable unless you get a buff.
It's hard to buff to balance characters like that though.
I did see somebody pick her in ranked once, and I was like, what? What are you doing? Like, it just don't make no sense to pick her. She just doesn't work, in my opinion.
My issue when I play ranked is not always them being trash. It's the selfishness when they play. The unwillingness to either change the character or pick a character that fits the needs. Obviously, we all know everybody's a freaking instant DPS, even though most people aren't good. And it's like, oh yeah, I don't play tank.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to use this healer. I'm like, bro, do you guys just use one character the entire time? Like,
yes,
they're one tricks.
Yeah, I switched now. I fully committed to Warlock now as another healer. So
he's getting a decent ass buff too.
Yeah, I basically dumped Rocket, even though I can still be a Rock in a good way, and I picked up obviously Mrs. Fantastic, Cloak and Dagger, and now Warlock. So now I have 3 healers. I know I'm very comfortable playing it, and if I get to Diamond and Grandmaster, I don't. How much does Warlock get banned in those ranks?
Not often.
That's why, because I was like, if I'm going to get banned.
He'll be more of a target. Like if they know somebody on the other team plays Warlock, they'll target ban them. But outside of that, they don't usually ban.
Okay. That's why I'm at this point I've embraced the fact that like, okay, I'm playing ranked by myself because I can't play with Lonnie anymore. Obviously, I'm just like, I need to learn another healer. Next up is Luna Snow. That's what I'm going to try to learn next.
Yeah, Luna, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger.
I don't like how Storm got a buff just by Johnny being added to this game. I'm not a fan of that.
But they nerfed her a little bit.
Yeah, that Fire Tornado Ultimate.
But I think you have to use your ult too.
That's not all looking in the trailer. What, he didn't do that in the trailer?
No, I think I'm pretty sure like you have to combine ults. I could be wrong. I mean, we'll see. But
I was watching the trailer. I was looking at his ult charge.
What's broken about that is like how far she can travel really far to activate it. Like she can be almost across the map, and you can just click on it.
And she's invisible.
Teleport.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she can instantly teleport to the. It's crazy.
Yeah, we know she used it. Johnny didn't use his.
That's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, man. We'll see. We'll see how it is. Sounds interesting.
By the way, NBA, just accept it, bro. Your All-Star game is culturally dead. Just accept it and get rid of it.
I don't know about that.
I'll get rid of it.
So this is my thing. I think people are overhating it, but I will say that the commercials, especially in that final goddamn game, was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I also think in part it is also because TNT, this is the last time it'll be on TNT, and we kind of know network spam commercials crazy when it's their final time. So I do think that's like a lot of it is due to TNT. Just this is their final moment. I don't think it's going to be as bad once we're on. I think it's NBC.
Mm-hmm.
I think this format, in terms of the games, has more competitive basketball up until the final game, which I honestly think that they just got tired of it because that fucking award show right before it was stupid. But more competitive basketball, I still prefer this over the BS we've been getting the last couple of years. You just got to tweak the commercials and the intermissions.
Also, LeBron showed his ass, bro. You didn't want to tell nobody until Saturday when you pulled up that you weren't gonna play.
That's LeBron, man. Let LeBron do
Bro,
what
just let
LeBron do.
Norman Powell get his moment. He ain't never gonna
That's
be an all-star
Norman
again.
Powell was not going to be all-star anyway.
No, he was gonna be the alternate.
Says who?
For LeBron. LeBron didn't.
Who said that?
Huh?
Where's that recorded? Who said he was going to be alternate?
Like he was one of the guys that was going to be an alternate if somebody else dropped out. He had
Was
the
I
stats.
had
Yeah.
no-
He
I had
did get
no
he
idea.
did get
LeBron
some
shows
votes, so
up.
he would have been considered. I don't know if they would have picked him.
Yeah, I think Domantas Sabonis would have been the all-star.
Okay, it doesn't even matter. Even with Norman Powell, Demontis Sabonis, LeBron, of all people, you're one of the most calculated people who've ever played the sport of basketball. You knew you weren't going to play. You show up on Saturday, bro. You can even put your damn jersey on for the team photo. No, you're just in the same shit you was wearing at the thing, and I'm just like, come on, bro.
LeBron, man.
Are you gonna cook Ant-Man too?
Yeah, I'm cooking Ant-Man too. Like that's ridiculous, bro. Just Giannis had the respect to be like, look, I'm not gonna play. I'm still gonna be there, right? Everybody's still gonna be there. I'm still gonna support the people. Like, just let somebody else have the shine. What's the point? Because guess what? The NBA promoted you as you're going to play because they didn't know. And now you show up in street clothes and you're not playing, and you saw those empty seats at the arena.
Nah.
Besides the fact that the format, all that was dumb. Like, just like what was the point of that? And then for you to go the next day, and I get it that it W parenting, but you working out with your daughter, and you're doing the push-up things on the ankle that you said that was discomfort. The fact that you went on a flight, and everybody knows if you got fucked up ankle and you're going on a flight with air pressure, that shit swells up your ankle again. So what was the point? What was the point of doing any of that? Like, that's just where I'm at. Same thing with Ant. I'm like, if you're not gonna play, tell somebody and bring somebody else in. Because why not? That'd be such a cool moment for Norman Powell or Domantas Sabonis. Just let them have that experience. You're still an all-star. Why take that away? Like, I don't understand that at all.
Man, the worst part of the All-Star weekend is Draymond Green was being a cornball all All-Star weekend. Dude was so annoying. Oh my goodness.
Wait,
What was he doing? I didn't watch.
So the entire time he was bitching and complaining about the All-Star game format, but the thing that he was focused on most is the fact that the rising stars were there, and he kept on complaining that, oh, they shouldn't be here. This is the worst All-Star weekend of all time. They should not be. They're not considered All-Stars, but I can't believe that they're here. This is like he was comparing them to like basically calling them scrubs. This is a terrible game. This is the unwatchable game. Like, he was doing everything in his power to shit on the Rising Stars, when in reality they played the hardest out of every team there, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just mad he wasn't there playing in the All-Star game.
He's not good enough anymore to be an all-star.
Oscar Robertson cooked him perfectly because Draymond's also saying, "Oh, the game is so boring now. All we do is run and shoot threes, yada yada yada. Like, there's no substance to the game anymore. That's why people don't like to watch us anymore." And Oscar Robertson's like, "Well, you're probably bored because all you do is pass to Steph." That's what Oscar. Oscar Robertson, one of the greatest point guards of all time, was like, "I've never seen anyone pass the ball to someone more than Draymond Green passed it to Steph. So I would be bored too if that's all I did, is just sometimes play defense and pass to Steph all day."
He was playing elite defense. Elite defense.
Yeah,
it was. Hey, Oscar cooked him. The self-awareness from Draymond to complain about the All-Star game, considering how dog water the All-Star game has been for the last couple of years that his people have been playing, is crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. It's y'all fault we had to change it in the first place because y'all don't try. But, hey, man.
I mean, I'm curious to see, because ironically, I was watching, and then I saw Bleacher Report post those hockey fights, and I switched over. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know anything about hockey, but they were squabbling.
I'm watching the rematch.
Yeah, they were squabbling, 3-1, all that. It was amazing, and the fact that hockey was able to get any kind of pub at all during All-Star weekend was incredible to me. That shocked me. And
I mean, it's USA versus Canada. It's a big event.
But it was an exhibition. Like, if we're being honest, it didn't matter. But you wouldn't have seen it. You wouldn't have thought about it if you're watching the game. Them motherfuckers was squabbling. Like squabbling, they would hit each other hard. Like, and these are like great players too. Like the NBA got to figure this out at some point because this thing is more. At least the NFL was like, look, it's flag football. We're gonna make it into more. Put it right between Super Bowl, so you more and more about the Super Bowl anyway. They found a way to mitigate the Pro Bowl being ass. I don't know what the NBA can do at this point. That's why I'm just saying, just get rid of it. Like, you got to go call a G Leaguer to come win the slam dunk contest because all the good guys don't want to do it. I'm not mad at McClung for doing it, but I should tell you something. And Ja saying you might have to do it. You're not going to do it. Giannis, you're not going to do it. Zach LaVine, you're not going to do it. Stop
Giannis
fucking
did it
capping.
before. He was in the dunk contest before for them.
That's great, but you're not going to do it now.
When
So
he was
stop
asked,
capping.
he was asked, by the way. He was asked.
Hey, man, hey, well, not what we will see. But anything else you'll have?
Be careful getting on planes.
Watch Severance, best show I've seen in like 10 years.
I still haven't watched it. I heard it's really good though.
That's why I didn't watch the Invincible episode because I grinded the whole first season and then half of the season 2 in like a week and a weekend. It's that good.
I'm gonna have to put it on the down the line, far down the line list.
It's that good.
I'll watch the first episode this week. I'll get back to you.
We'll get into it. Also, Open Dojo this Thursday. Make sure y'all tune in, tap in, go over there, do your thing, of course. Should be another great episode, just like the first Open Dojo episode, of course.
Be careful on planes. I'll keep saying it. That shit in Toronto was wild.
Any One Piece takes before we leave, Miles?
There was something that recently pissed me off, but I can't remember it, and it was in relation to Zoro. Oh yeah, I was looking at top 10. I was in a Discord. I was in a different Discord. We were just looking at main characters in anime, like top 100 list, top 50 list.
Mm-hmm.
There was a list that had Zoro at 2. Guess where Luffy was at?
For top what?
Top main characters in anime. In 100 spots, Zoro's at 2. Guess where Luffy's at?
Like 15?
32.
Random?
I'm gonna say 45.
Not on the fucking list. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I hate Zoro. We can wrap the show up. I'm good. That's all I had to say.
All right.
I'll probably dive into it next week. But Zoro's girl that he grew up with, I don't think she's dead. But I'll explain. I'll explain next week.
Who you think it is?
Huh?
Who you think it is?
I don't think that she's dead.
Who you think it is?
What do you mean?
All right.
No, well, I'll tell you right after the pod. I'll tell you because I have like a whole thesis.
I bet.
All right. If he says what I think he's gonna say, I'm like, okay. All right. With that said, we are done here. Appreciate everybody. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, of course. Actually, I should at the very least bring this up. I put up a couple of polls that who's the best black anime character? Yoruichi won the poll. And it had Kuma, Scar, and Casca on it.
Answer.
I was testing the waters to see, and Yoruichi won it. Scar was number 2, 38%. Yoruichi was number 1, 42%.
I voted for Scar, but
I don't see why you wouldn't vote for Scar.
Yeah.
But Yoruichi, I understand. And guess what? Core 4?
I don't.
No, I'm just saying Core 4, that lightning pose better hit.
It has to.
She will turn up. That's true.
And then I put which is the best superhero show, and 4th place was Loki with 11%. Third place was Justice League. Second place was X-Men, and first place was Teen Titans.
Okay. Be expected.
Yeah, so I'm going to put a couple more polls up, of course, for people to vote on. So make sure you vote on that. Go to our link tree to join our Discord and follow all our socials. Of course, me and Miles, as you know, I actually don't work tomorrow. I should have time to watch Game of Thrones. So if you're down, we can watch some Game of Thrones tomorrow. We'll put our Game of Thrones episode reviews on members, so you guys can go member it up and go watch our Game of Thrones episode reviews. Might just make it all for all members so people could just watch it, watch our thoughts about Game of Thrones as we continue. Season 2, episode 3 should be another banger. And stay tuned. we will be locked in for the rest of the year. Miles will finish Berserk. Random will eventually finish Naruto and One Piece.
Might finish Naruto.
Might finish Naruto. Might finish One Piece. We believe in random. I will finish Game of Thrones. I think I'm on a good trajectory right now. Santo will be the first one finished. He is going to catch up to One Piece by
Put in work.
I think next month or something.
Dang.
He's cooking. With that said, appreciate y'all. You have a good one. Take care and peace.